Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Thursday night. You know what that means? A little drinking and talking, a little talking and drinking. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome back to another Beer Flow. Of course, it is me, Rod J, here with Eric from Eric Alliance Fan, from Joe from the Beer Patrol, and then Todd, who's our hanger-oner. So, Todd, no channel yet, but always here, ready to rock and roll, throw down some good drinks with us. How you guys all feeling tonight?
Doing good.
I'm doing well.
Ready for the weekend. Drink a few beers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to shit out of you guys tonight. Come on, get enthused. It's Thursday. It's almost the weekend. Which for me is
trying to get my shit on my phone to work, so I'm trying to mess with that. So
hard times, baby. Hard times. Yeah, I'm actually going to have a 3-day.
So I don't cut out.
It'll be nice to get through work. So what are you guys drinking tonight?
Well, I've already been drinking already.
So. Me too.
Well, technically, yes. But
oh, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's been drinking some corn seltzer water. No big deal, boys.
Yeah. I never heard anybody say that. Those $3 Miller Lights worked me over. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I didn't say that now. Hold on.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice, respectful lagers to enjoy, especially when you got to come home. So now we have Todd in duplicate. Oh, there's the other Todd.
Yeah.
Todd's working on his cloning machine over there, trying to clone himself again.
That shit was scary for a second.
Double me is good for everybody.
Came in screeching hot there for a second. So what are you drinking now, Eric?
I'm just drinking a tea right now, just a Snapple peach tea.
Oh, okay. We could have skipped over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
For fuck's sakes.
Joe, what are you drinking?
I did a couple of reviews tonight of beers from the Equilibrium Brewery out of Middletown, New York, and I did their MC Square and their Fluctuation. They reminded me of Old Nation, and in the review I mentioned it. They kind of have the I don't know. I thought it was the yeast, but I think it's the way they treat the water, like a minerality to it. But it very similar to Old Nation. They're really good. So I'm finishing up the MC Squared right now. So
nothing wrong with being similar to Old Nation.
No, man, that was the thing that they just like it had that snappy acidic orange juice thing that I got in like all of the Old Nation beers, and it was so good, just so good.
Yeah, nice. Hey Todd, what are you drinking?
Since today is National IPA Day, I'm going to start out with a Scene Sounds from Platform.
Platform.
Had one last week, so I thought I'd better crack another one open.
How do you like that one versus the Torrential Downpour?
I probably like this one just a little bit better.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I recommend it
if you haven't seen it or been able to pick it up yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, so I have to look to check that out for sure. But geez, I feel like I'm hot in my office. So we had a little bit of a heat wave, I guess. Like we were like high 80s today, which we've actually been in the 70s, which has been nice. And it's like came home and the air was like not low where it should have been, so it's like freaking hot now as I'm upstairs. But Todd, that was going to be my second topic tonight, but since Todd brought it up, it's National IPA Day. So,
sorry, Rod.
Out there, no, it's all good. It's all good. You know what? The funny thing is, although we haven't done the mega unboxing yet, I don't have any IPAs actually in the house right now. Although I feel like I do in the box, so we're going to open up. But so for National IPA Day, I just figured I'd have a nice little toast with the IPA edition the cast makes. Not like Saturday night. Nice little.
Rod, I was kind of in the same boat as you for some odd reason. I didn't have hardly any IPAs, so I saw that one. I was like, "Yeah, I got to grab that."
You might want to open up that box soon.
Well, I was going to have for tonight, but some people didn't let me. So
that's on them.
Yeah. It's funny when you drink them, they don't stay around as long. But I'm actually having this one neat because people tell me it's actually better neat. But I do have the Stout edition, which I still have to do a review on.
Right, what are those stouts?
These are like, I think they're like 28 a bottle.
What was the Rod J special on that?
No, that was a Kroger. That was a Kroger price. I haven't found anybody have funny fell off a truck yet, but if I do, I'll get a case of them. But it's still pretty much whiskey. I'm not getting a lot of the IPA tones off of that one, but anyway, I'll sit there and I'll enjoy that, and then I'm going to have a couple Sierra Nevada Pale Ales that I got here. And actually, after that, I mean, I got like all one-offs except like I got 5 of the lager from what was it, Falls Lager, whoever it is, Falls City Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a review of them upcoming that I'll be uploading, but ended up grabbing a 6-pack. Literally a 6-pack. It was like 6-pack for $6.99, I believe. So not a bad deal. Falls City shirt on. Look at that. How's that for timing? Damn, I want it. But as we mentioned in the title, I don't know if we want to look at it now or not, but we're going to do a mega unboxing. And by mega unboxing, I've got a box. Eric's got a box.
What's in the box, man? What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
In there in the middle of my screen, Joe. Thank you, Joe. So,
Yeah,
that's
thank
heavy.
you, Joe.
Yeah.
So we want to do this now. We want to hold back a little bit. Do we want to see what Joe put in the box?
It's your show, buddy. You roll how you want to roll.
Well, let's see. Joe, is there any comments out there before we do this? Anybody we need to welcome in?
Here we go with this bullshit. Now let me see.
We missed you, Joe. We missed
So
you.
glad to have you back, brother. So glad.
I know. I see how it is. Angel of Mercy says, "Hey, Rod." She had a big purple heart and says, "Cheers."
Hey, Angel, how you doing tonight?
That's the only comment that I see. If you guys see more, let me know because I see one.
And Angel's up in Canada as well, so we do well with the Canadian viewership.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, baby. So nice box here that Joe like taped the hell out of.
Fucking right.
I mean, there is tape on tape on tape. I mean,
You better bust out those box cutters or a knife or something and get to
Are we
work,
all
boys.
opening them, or are we doing one at a time, or what?
So I got that here.
Are we all opening them at the same time?
We can. I mean, we can. That's fine. We can each go around as one. I don't know. Are they all the same, Joe? Or do you kind of mix it? You mix it up a little bit, though.
Oh, and they're not the same.
Okay. All right.
All right, dude. It's like freaking Christmas.
There are 2 beers that are the same for sure. Like for sure for all of you that I told you
It's
about.
it's like Oprah right now. You get a beer. You get a beer. You get a beer.
Yeah, just to throw it out there, there are more beers in Todd's box because I owed him 2 beer mails. He sent me.
That's right, because he likes me better. That's why.
Yeah.
I do not like Todd. He's on an even playing field with it. No, I owed him from the Anchor Porter. That was the first ever beer I reviewed, and he sent me 3 of those and another couple beers. So I definitely owed him a couple more than you guys. And then I gave one more to Rod over Eric, mostly because he doesn't like Miller Lite, and I feel like I would deduct a single beer from Eric for that sole reason.
It's not a counting game, you know?
Yeah, I really didn't. I whatever I could fit in the box or whatever I thought I threw in. So 6 for Eric, 7 for you, 10 for Todd, whatever, doesn't matter.
You didn't have to do this, Joe, by the way. It was I just do it just because I like to see what you think of the beer, more or less.
That's why I send the beers too. That's the fun about it, right?
Yeah.
I don't care what Eric says. You had to do it, Joe.
I did. I'm pretty sure you guys tied me up and fucking told me if I don't, then you'll delete my channel somehow, and I wasn't a fan.
Are you
We
guys
held the gun
opening-
to your head through the camera.
Yeah, you did.
I thought you guys were opening your box at the same time.
I already opened mine. I haven't opened it.
You already opened it.
I thought we were doing one at a time.
No, I haven't looked at.
Todd
I
had
haven't looked in it
the
yet.
box open for 3 hours. Todd has had the box open for 3 hours.
I haven't opened it up. Actually, opened the
Man, God
package.
dang. Goodness Lord.
I just thought I'd go ahead and cut the tape off because I figured it'd take a while.
I didn't put any tape on. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guy here trying to break into this son of a bitch.
No doubt.
Well, the first beer, I can't tell you what it is.
That's right, baby. Wrapped in paper towel.
Mystery beer that Joe sent. So on an upcoming review, I will drink this beer without knowing what it is and then see if I can guess what it is. And at the end, we will unveil that. So the first beer, you can't even know what it is right now.
Yeah, and Todd and Eric, you both have one like that. Just watch it when you're opening up.
All right.
Let's see here. And you got these in pretty good. There was no jiggling going on.
Talking right. I told him that it was there's a soft drink here called Loganberry drink. It's like a non-carbonated like soft drink. So I told them when I dropped off UPS, I was like, yeah, I'm just sending out some Loganberry. And they're like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, but they're not really sending out the Loganberry.
Do they actually ask you what's in the box when you drop it off?
Yeah, they did this time. They were just like, oh, what are you sending? And I'm just like, oh, some soft drinks. They're like, oh, that's cool. Loganberry.
I
like,
used those last time they asked me if it's jelly.
Oop, I opened them wrong.
Upsetting all the hot sauce.
Yeah, that's what the lady said when she had it. She goes, damn, that's a lot of hot sauce.
13 pounds of hot sauce.
That's 12 different kinds.
Well, there's one off my bucket list. Or what do you call wish list, whale list, whatever. So thank you, Joe. That is the orange Julius.
It's just Julius.
Well, I wouldn't say orange Julius.
Well, you're gonna say it during the review because that's what it's supposed to remind you.
This is my Christmas. This is my Christmas gift. It's the orange Julius. If I say it's the orange Julius,
I'll call it what I want.
So definitely appreciate it. India Pale Ale. This one is 6.8, no, 5.8% ABV. No, wait a minute.
6.8. Pretty sure.
6.8. Woo! I'm like that.
I'm gonna stab myself when I'm cutting this box open.
And I'm pretty sure it's like 17 months old because it's not super fresh.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
No, this is not 6 years old from Brooklyn. I mean,
No, it's not a Brooklyn East IPA. But no, I think that was 710, right?
7, 10, 18 on that son we got.
Yeah, so it's relatively fresh.
That's pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you got there, Todd?
My first one out of the box is the Peter B. Porter Chocolate and Peanut Butter from Resurgence.
Ooh, that sounds pretty decent.
I only sent it to Todd because in the review he was like, "That sounds pretty good." And I'm like, "Well, I have an extra one." So
5.5. I was gonna say, didn't you do that one about a month ago or so?
yeah, it was. That's probably a couple months old, but it's a peanut butter porter. No one cares.
No, well, not for me. I was just saying your video. Wasn't it a couple?
Yeah, it was like, I want to say a month and a half ago, something like that. Yeah. But I remember, Todd. I remember.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Finally, after mountains worth of tape. No.
Joe don't mess around. It's probably got duct tape on here.
No doubt. Gosh.
Now listen, those motherfuckers at UPS ain't using my boxes as soccer balls. Not happening.
All right. Let's see this first beer out of here. Jack Abbey's Craft Lagers. Thank you. I'm a big lager fan. If anybody does not know that,
Nice.
Sunny Ridge Pilsner comes in at 5.1% ABV.
I sent it to you because exactly that, Eric, because I know you like lagers. So
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much.
and they're like, have you have Wolverine? I think it's Wolverine State Brewing. They do only lagers in Michigan.
I have not yet. I have
Okay,
not.
so Jack's Abbey is exactly like them, where they just do nothing but lagers. So 620.
Can on date is 6/7 of 18.
Okay, a couple of months. Yep. Drain port right now. Pilsners will not hold up. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's another one I heard about too. Very nice call. So, second one out of the box is from Westbrook Brewing. It is Key Lime Goza, which I always enjoy a nice Goza, which Joe knows as well. Nice, refreshing drink, especially in the heat. And this one comes in at 4% ABV. So nice, refreshing beer. And on the can, they actually tell you best from 180 days off the bottom of the can, which all breweries should be kind of putting a best by or a born date. And then the date on here is 5/21/18. So this baby can go up almost at Thanksgiving. Have it with a turkey leg, brother.
Baby, that key lime pie will go so good with them turkey legs, baby. Ooh.
Some cranberry sauce with my beer. Back to you, Todd.
All right, my next one out of the box is one I'm very excited about. From Treehouse, Julius. Woo. Canned 10, 7, 10, 18, so less than a month. So it's not a drain pour just yet.
Give it a couple days, then you can pour it down.
It also says on the bottom. I'm terrible at this game, so that's fitting because I am.
How do you
But
read this?
anyway,
What I did the beer mail unboxing. I had that, and I said that's true because I'm terrible at beer tubing as well. So I agreed with that.
I'm terrible. That's
Terrible.
Well, since Todd has a couple more than us, and I already pulled that one, why don't you pull another one, Todd? And then we'll go to Eric.
all right. Let's
Find
see.
that all in there as we go around.
I just want to point out this mega beer unboxing idea wasn't mine. Wasn't mine.
It's on the show. It's an exclusive.
I love it though, but it was not mine.
So the next one up is a raspberry sour. Checks in at 7% ABV. Minky Boodle. Was that from the Thin Man Brewery?
Yeah, I just
Nice.
posted
I heard about that one too.
I posted that review yesterday. I just drank that 2 days ago. And it's pretty. I think it's 717 on the bottom. Couple weeks old.
Yeah. Beautiful. 717 it says. Nice. Raspberry sour sounds good.
Nice.
It is.
All right, Eric, what you got, brother?
I have something. It's Springdale by the Jack Abbey Brewing. This is their Good in You. It's their India Pale Ale. The beer comes in at 6.5% alcohol by volume. It says to keep cold and drink fresh. Right there. See if I can get the light off it. Canned on day or packaged as 7/9 of 18. Best by 9/7/18. Must stay cold. Nice job, Joe.
No, I had a cold. Now here's the thing. I did that for Eric. So you had the Pilsner from Jack's Abbey.
Yep.
That's Jack's Abbey. Their brewery. They opened up Springdale so they could do non-lagers. Basically, is what they did. So it's the same company, but one does everything and the other one just does straight lagers. So see how try out one from each, see how it goes.
All right. Thank you, man.
Labor Day beer there. Trying to see this one here. So this is from 42 North Brewing. It is the preemption India Pale Ale. I like the label. It's kind of a matte type feel on that label there. So it's kind of cool looking. This is nice little pint can. Comes in at I'm trying to see the ABV on here.
It's probably around 6.5, 7, I think. Not positive.
It's 6.7, I think.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Galaxy, Azaka, Denali, and Mosaic hops are used.
They released that at the brewery this past Saturday, so we're pretty sure it's super fresh.
This is like, now this is a local near you as well.
Yeah, they're about 45 minutes to the east. I actually went to the brewery on this past Saturday and had some food in a flight there, and they released that beer. So I was like, you know what? I'll grab a 4-pack and
Nice.
Yeah, and I've had it before too, so I know it's a good beer.
Just keep cold and consume fresh.
I kept all these beers in hot bath water.
All right. What you
Nothing
got,
wrong with
Tom?
that. So up next for me in the cleanup position, which was a good pull here, from Trillium Brewing, Galaxy Dry Hopped Fort Point.
Nice.
Now I'm excited. I've not had anything from either Treehouse or Trillium, so 6.6 ABV, and this one was canned on 7/9, so under a month still.
About 3 weeks for both that and Julius, or so, a little over.
So I'm anxious to see what all the hype is on those, and excited to try them.
All right, E, what you got there?
I pulled the same one out from Todd here.
Oh, okay.
I've heard a lot about Trillium too, and I've never had any of their beers. I can't even get their beers up here unless I have to go out to the brewery. Same one, it's Todd. There we go, 4 Point. Now, Joe, is this all the same from the same 4-pack?
Yeah, the Trillium and the Treehouse were basically same for all three of you.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no
Nice.
problem. Hopefully you guys enjoy the hype, or maybe you don't. It will be interesting to see.
Another one off. Trillium 4 Point. You may have heard about it. I don't know. You're out there, but there you go. And back to you, Todd. Like playing Uno. Somebody's gonna reverse it.
So back to me.
Back to you.
My next one is Pre-Emption India Pale Ale from 42 North Brewing Company.
All right, so that's the one I did a little bit ago.
Yeah, I think all of you got that beer. I'm pretty sure.
Like the can, though. It's cool looking can.
The cans are cool. All of their can releases of their specialty releases look like that. They just changed the color up for the most part.
Nice. What do you got there, Eric?
I think Todd had already done this one. This one I think is from Treehouse. Treehouse Brewing Company. It's their Julius.
Right. That's the one that we all had there too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You all got that in the Galaxy Dry Hop 4 Point from Trillium.
Is Julius, would you say, is that their flagship beer?
Yes, it is. I would pretty much say it is. Although some people, Green's up there too, but Julius is like what they've always been known for.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's why I sent it, honestly. That's why I tried to get it, because I figured if you guys get to try anything from them, probably should try the flagship, right?
Well, yeah, definitely. And then the other one I've got is one that Todd already pulled, which is the Minky Boodle. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. And then the last one I got here is the Wrench from Industrial Arts Brewing. And what 6-pack would be complete without a New England IPA? So looking forward to seeing what this one tastes like as well.
That beer is awesome. So I'll be curious to see what you think about it. And I think it's relatively fresh. What is the date? They have the date on the bottom. I think it's like
on the bottom is
17 710.
No, nothing on the bottom.
On the side, maybe at the bottom. It's somewhere.
Started from the bottom. Now we hit 710-18.
Okay.
So
Same as Julius.
Yeah. Nice. So we'll get these in the fridge. So I'll be drinking IPAs a little bit quicker. So we'll see. Todd, what do you got there?
This one is my, you guess what it is? Corona, probably, I'm guessing. I don't know, maybe. Heineken, not really sure.
It's a Coors Light and a tall boy. Sorry.
We'll see how dumb I really am. We're going to try it and see. Might be one we'll do on the show next week, Rod, if you'll let me.
Sure.
Then everybody can laugh and really see what I really don't know.
That's pretty much how it goes, speaking from experience. It's a lot of fun.
And what else you got there, Eric?
I have from, where are these guys? The 42 North Brewing Company. This is their Pre-Emption India Pale Ale. Comes in at 6.7% alcohol by volume and 55 IBUs. The canned on date is 7/26 of 18.
There you go.
I think that's the freshest beer I sent you guys. It's like a week old.
Yeah, that's what I had here too. And then Todd, you got beers left?
Yeah, I got a few of them.
Eric should have his mystery beer left.
Yep, I do. Has a mystery too. Yeah.
So next up, I've got Static Electricity IPA from Perennial Artisan Ale.
Oh, nice.
Nice. This one checks in at 8%, and it is Best by October 9th.
Which probably means they canned it on July 9th. They probably give it 90 days, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a double IPA. Nice.
Very nice.
Keep cold, drink yesterday, it says.
I'm happy it was sitting out in the 90-degree weather all day. Fantastic.
It's all right. nothing the drain can't handle.
Yeah, it's true.
I think we're doing origami right now. So Todd, if you want to show another one.
All right, next one up is this can's got a lot going on here.
That Lomax, Dr. Seuss or whatever.
Brewed and canned by Barrier Brewing Company, Oceanside, New York. It's Lomax Summer India Pale Ale, dry hopped with Simcoe, Centennial, and Mosaic. And it says he's not dead on the bottom. Can 716. Nice. Interesting artwork on the can there. I like that.
Yeah, Barrier makes some good beers, but their artwork's also pretty good.
So where's that in where's Oceanside?
It's closer to New York City, no. But we get distribution of their stuff like on a weekly basis.
Okay.
New York City.
New York City.
And then you got one left, Eric?
No, it's the mystery beer.
Mystery one. So.
What the hell is it?
Another
it's a tall boy Miller Lite. Just
That's what I was just gonna say, John.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I guess we'll see.
I got two left.
Could be a liquor.
Suburban beverage from Perennial Artisan Ale. It's a Goza style ale with orange, lemon, and key lime. Interesting. Also, pretty cool artwork there on that can.
I'm glad they finally canned that. They used to have that in bombers for like 15 or 16 bucks. I wanted to try it, but I was paying 15 or 16. I think that can was like $4. So I was like, yeah, I'll try
it. Nice. And then my last one I have is a Saison de Lis from also Perennial Artisan Ales. Belgian style ale brewed with, what was that? Chamomile flowers. Mm-hmm. I wasn't seeing that correctly for whatever reason.
You said you couldn't get Perennial stuff, so I figured
thanks. Right. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't get anything.
Next time I'll try to get a Braxis. I know that's the one you've been looking for. It's just,
No, that's all right. I'm sure that one's pricey too anyway, so.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And that's all for me.
Very nice. And thanks, Joe, for the carry-only gold container.
Yeah, I fucking had to. I like turned over where you hold it because it wouldn't fit in the box if I didn't. So.
But cheers to you, Joe, and thanks, brother.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Hopefully you don't enjoy. I mean, hopefully you enjoy. You guys should enjoy them. I'm really curious about the mystery beers just to see how you guys do. But I'm looking forward to all the reviews.
Nothing like a little pressure.
So Eric and Rod, you guys going to do it on your own channel, or are you going to do it on the show here for everybody's pleasure?
Oh, that's a thought. We could do it.
That's a thought.
You
guys totally could. And I could sit here and make fun of you as it's happening.
Like Scooby-Doo and the gang in the Mystery Van. What is up?
I will just say this. No, I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I
don't give it away, man.
No, there's not going to give it away. I was just
give it away now. Come on.
Give it away now.
So, so if you want to do that, we can talk about that. Maybe do it next week then. We'll have a mystery beer review. See how we do.
For next week, I will not be here, guys. I got to be at Mississippi for work.
Wrench in the plans. And 2 weeks from now, Rod's not here. Everything's fucked.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'm at work.
Well, unless Eric does it on his own channel, then you guys do it next week on the show. You could do that.
Yeah. Or we could have Todd do it. So Todd doesn't want Todd to be the mystery.
Yeah, just have Todd do it so it's actually recorded.
We'll make a little segment, Todd's mystery beer.
Todd will post on tap. I totally got 100% right. There's no video evidence, buddy.
Yeah. I got every note perfect.
And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't so damn cold.
It poured like a stout, but I swear it tasted like an IPA.
It was a black IPA.
It tastes like a wild saison, as one brewer would say, or one YouTuber would say. How are we looking on comments out there?
Ooh, we got some. We have Eric Gilbert who says cheers. Cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
Eric.
Drunken One shows up and says, sorry, I'm tardy.
Oh, well, he just started his computer at 9, so I might slow him down.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to be on time, Drunken One, but we appreciate it.
Yeah. Whenever we ever on time, we're always like pushing it back.
He just shows up, fuck, I'm late. You don't have to be on time. We're all right. Eric Gilbert then says he's drinking a Shepherd Neem Spitfire. Nice. Earth says, happy IPA day, people. I see what he did there. Don't ever do it again, Eric.
Yeah, he's a clever one.
Yeah, all the puns.
Always turning.
And then Eric Gilbert says, and staring at the whiskey shelf, Eric. That's what he responded to our Eric here about what was going on. He said he's staring at the whiskey shelf. So, Drunken One says, I've heard this is National IPA Day. That it is.
Yes. I don't know if we needed a day for that, though.
That's true. Brandon Garrett says he's having some Jackie O's Ohio Pale Ale.
Nice.
Drunken One says, in all caps, mind you, I should have been on the mailing list. And then he says, oops, damn caps. Earth says, I feel you, Drunken One. Now, he means that he should have also been on the mailing list.
Now, they are out west, so your package just takes a little longer to get there. That's all.
Yeah, and I also would have had to send one.
True.
But we can make it happen.
We could probably make that happen.
Hey, Drunken One, I need some more of that beef jerky. If I'm going to send you more beer, buddy. Come
on. He wants some more of the Rolling Rock that you sent. What was that? No, it was
Heineken, but it was in a
Heineken. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. 2.75 out of 5 grand awesomeness. Paul says,
do we change endorsement deals, by the way?
No, because Heineken's not endorsing this show.
No, because they're rocking Adidas tonight and not Nike. I'm just need to know.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting paid under the table.
But I like it. You got the coordination. You got to coordinate. You got to coordinate it again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. Like, I put on the Adidas shirt, and I'm like, I have an Adidas hat. I'll throw that on as well. And I'm fucking, it's magic.
I know others that do it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to look, like you. Are you a fan of Adidas? I don't know. Cheers, Jen, says Paul.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, Paul.
Drunken One says, you're talking about hot beer. Oh, hey, Paul. That was when I think I mentioned I put all these beers that I sent you guys into hot bath water, and then Paul shows up randomly, so perfect.
This is hot beer.
Yeah. And then Paul says, ta-da. Like, the magician. Ta-da. Fantastic. Donner Pass Whiskey says, hi, guys. No beer in the house, but having bourbon. Cool.
Cheers, Donner. I just had a little bit of Irish whiskey castmates just a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm. And like Todd says, what are you drinking? Donner, let us know. Drunken One says, cheers to that. Passport Scotch next for me. Nice. Ooh. And then head coach shows up and says, hello, gentlemen. Hello, head coach.
Hello.
Hello. Elbow 88 says, cheers from Florida. Well, cheers.
Cheers, Elbow. What part of Florida are you in, Elbow? I'm just kind of curious down there. We actually just had one of the guys from the Beer Coalition on Facebook open up a bottle shop store down there in Florida.
Was it that Kevin, I believe it was? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Eric Gilbert says, our Eric is like government. He's going to mess everything up.
Mm-hmm.
No comment. Ryan from Beer by the Number says, what's up, y'all? But he's from Minnesota. Ryan. I don't know where that y'all came from, but he's from Minnesota, I'm pretty sure.
Must have went out on vacation to Montana or something. I don't know.
And then head coach says, my neighbor with huge breasts needed her oil checked. I don't think that's a euphemism for anything. I think she actually needed her oil checked. So he says, naturally, I did it.
I know there's somewhere.
So he said, naturally, I did it while my wife gave me the look. Yeah, I'm in deep shit. Oh, and I'm drunk.
That's great.
Only going down from here, boys. Redbeard says, what be going down? This chat, this show in general. Then Elbow says, from the Tampa Bay area.
Oh, okay. I've been out to Tampa Bay. Yeah, I think Kevin's store is up towards, I'm going to say it's like towards the Panhandle, I believe, but.
Cycle Brewing, that's in the area, right?
Yeah, that's one of those hyped breweries, Todd.
Yeah, I know.
Hyped breweries, right? No, I've heard great things.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
fun spots down there.
You may have to commit a bunch of offenses to get some of their beer. Bum says, hello, Bum. He says, head coach, as long as she kept her hands off the dipstick, you should be okay.
There had to be a dipstick joke in there at some point. Yeah. See?
Stole my thunder. I was about ready to make one too.
And then-
Wait, they have to fill you up with some extra quarts here or anything? I mean, you're running low.
And then head coach says, LOL, Bum, my man. That's what he says.
My man.
And then Eric says he's grabbing the Ben Riach, 10-year-old Curiositas. Curiositas? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know bourbon and whiskey. He says should go good with the bitter. So he's getting deep into all kinds of stuff over there. Whiskeys, bourbons, all of it. Could be hammered. And then Brandon Garrick says, Elbow, have you had Reef Donkey?
I never heard of Reef.
I haven't heard of him either.
Me either. Let's Reef Donkey, this Google search, and see what we got going on. And that's all we have for right now. Yeah, they're in Tampa Bay, Reef Donkey Brewery. So
Reef Donkey.
Reef Donkey.
Interesting name.
It's from Tampa. It's from Tampa Bay Brewing. It's a session IPA.
So many beers, so little time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eric Gilbert called me a rookie, which I'm way below a rookie when it comes to bourbon and whiskey. I'm not even amateur or novice status, man. I'm casual as casual. Not even double A. I'm in like the single A, AAA. You know why. And then Elbow says, I like Coppertail Brewery and Three Daughters. Not tried Reef Donkey yet. I just like saying Reef Donkey, not gonna lie. It's pretty fantastic.
Is Angry Chairs down there in that area too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And Seven Sons, I believe, is down somewhere there as well.
Supposedly making great beers as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of breweries making great beers everywhere, which is awesome, but also frustrating because you want to try so many. You're like, oh, I watch a bunch of different beer tubers, and they'll be reviewing this and that, and I'm just like, oh, I've heard great things, and I say that all the time because there's just great beer being made everywhere, literally. It's a great time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few places around the country where it's not a lot of craft beer, where you're kind of limited, but for the most part, you're bumping into it in a lot of spots. So
if you get to a relatively decent sized city of any sort, there's usually at least one really good craft brewery around them, if not multiples. So
yeah, because I even think Gene's getting more down in Mobile with some of the breweries. I think he's getting some more craft beer coming in his way now. But
Donner Pass said having a side-by-side comparison of Elijah Craig barrel proof and Stag Junior both 131 proof.
That's on you.
Yeah, that's big boy.
The weekend started, man.
Yeah, not fucking around at all.
You might be having a steel cage match in the house tonight.
Baby, hell in the cell, baby. Someone getting thrown off that
He
thing.
got a chair, baby. I got a chair.
My God, as his witness, he is broken in half. Oh man, that's crazy, man. That's
so that's all the comments out there right now, or
yeah. That's we are caught up until somebody else.
Well, get to typing and Joe get to reading, right? That's how it goes, maybe.
You're rubbing your eyes. You're like, oh my God, these damn comments.
No, I love the comments. I love them. They're all
great. Yeah, he's great with them. So this week, as I was reading stuff, Toppling Goliath. Have you guys seen this yet?
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know that's out there, or for like Eric or Todd, if you're not familiar with it, Toppling Goliath, which is kind of interesting, has decided to sue one of their brewers who was planning to leave to go to another brewery.
Saw that.
Like $7 million lawsuit or something. It's kind of interesting because now, to me, as I look through stuff and I look over the beer landscape and stuff, that's kind of one of those things that can change the landscape of how some of these breweries are now going in or signing these brewers, maybe how you're doing contracts and all that stuff, which is kind of interesting. Like, for instance, when I went to the beer tasting last week with Mile Wide Brewing, the gentleman that started Mile Wide, co-founded, actually left Schlafly to do that. And there's a lot of people that leave other breweries to go to other ones that start them up. So it's almost like, okay, now here comes like some of the hard line for the business part of the beer. I don't know what you guys thought about that when you saw it, if you found it interesting, if you found like anything with it in your own thoughts.
It's a business, and if the person signed a contract that says they can't do that, then they shouldn't honor it, or they shouldn't have signed it.
Right. But I wonder how many actually have signed contracts with that. I mean, so many people leave to go to other breweries.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a thing. They don't give you that much information. But if everything is what it seems it is, and they say, okay, there's a non-compete clause, and that's part of your contract as being the head brewer or a brewer there, then you should honor that, or you shouldn't have signed it. That's just kind of how it works. We always, again, we've talked about this so many times, but craft beer is a business. When you own a brewery or whatever, it's a business, and you have to run it like a business. And if somebody's, I'm not saying the guy is being underhanded, but if he signed a contract that said that, then you should honor that. And if he can't, then you shouldn't have signed it. End of story.
Yeah, I would say if he had a contract and he signed off on it, which I haven't seen anything that said he had or hadn't yet, but if he did, that's one thing. But if it's something where now they're just trying to start handcuffing people, that would get kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're just pulling shit out of their ass and like, oh no, did you have a non-compete clause? And he's like, wait, what? With non-compete clause? This is news to me. Like, you'd have to.
My day job is like in the financial services type industry, so people see non-compete all the time, just like you would if you were in the legal industry. But in the brewing industry, you don't really hear about it as much or think of things like that. I think.
Well, I think
did it say he wasn't like the head brewer or anything, was he?
I don't think so.
No, I think it was one of their top ones. I don't think he was the head brewer, but they didn't want him going to a rival apparently out there.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, I
mean, it's one of the, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like one of those things where he maybe has the opportunity to be the head brewer somewhere. So why would you not? Why would he not take that chance? And why should they hold him back from doing that? Unless they're afraid he's going to steal some of the recipes or technique or whatever to get in the same game as like Toppling Goliath or whatever.
Well, I think that's what they said in the actual article was like recipes and stuff. They were worried about it. You see it a lot in professional sports, right? Like you have assistant coaches, whether it's in the college game or in the pro game, whether it's football or basketball or whatever. And there are some teams that will not allow certain assistant coaches go to a team if they are a direct rival of them, where they will let's say you have an assistant coach and you're on New England and you want to go interview for the defensive coordinator position or a head coaching job with the Jets. Well, you're in the same division. I totally get that. But if they're like, oh, well, they're going to do it with, whatever, San Diego, different division, or, St. Louis. Well, it used to be St. Louis. Now it's Los Angeles Rams. Damn, Joe D would be very upset with me right now. But no, it's like, I get that part of it. Now with them, I think he specifically went to another brewery in the region, or like definitely in the same state, maybe even close to the same city. I could see how they would be upset about that. It's like, okay, you might end up being a direct rival, but a lot of times in craft beer, they say there's no rivalries. We're all best of friends. That's true in a lot of respects, that a lot of breweries are, buddies with everyone. But at the end of the day, it's a business. And when they start cutting into your profits and how you're doing and stuff, things change.
Doing you do, yeah. Shout out to Matt for massive on that one. Yeah, but you look at it, it's kind of like here, for instance, one of the lead brewers at Mantry is leaving to form Esoteric Brewing here in Cincinnati. And everything is all cool and everybody's fine with it and there's no issues. And so it's just wondering if it's because, Toppling Goliath is seen as one of those, top niche craft brewers. Like, and say this guy would say he was going to Stone or whatever. It's like, oh, we don't want you at Stone. But, if you were going over here to like freaking Deschutes, we'd be okay with it type thing. But maybe it's because who he's going to. So it's just interesting how that's going to play out, because I can see that effect in some of the companies. Maybe they're trying to bring in other brewers, and brewers are like, well, I don't like this whole non-compete thing that you got too. So it'll be interesting to see how this falls out in the landscape of it.
There could also be underlying animosity. Like there might be something that we're not aware of that they're not saying. Maybe it was a bad falling out. You know what I mean? That there's very real possibility. It's just only thing we see is what they write in the article. But I don't know. I mean, as far as like non-compete clauses and stuff like that, like I said, I have nothing against them, because if you sign it as an individual, you should know exactly what that means. I mean, a lot of times they'll have 90 days, a lot of times it'll be half a year or whatever. If you're signing that, a lot of people sign that thinking, well, I'm never leaving this place anyway. And then things happen out of their control, or maybe in their control, and they end up wanting to leave. And then they're like, damn, I can't go to these places for X amount of time. But you have to understand, if you do sign a non-compete or something similar, you got to honor that, or you should as an individual, regardless of what happens. You signed it, honor it. But we have a comment here too. I just want to, before this goes any further, I'll get back to Ryan's. I'll mention Ryan's right now. Ryan says, great point at Rajay. This could really change how free and open the industry feels today, which I agree with as well. And then Donner says, so are they suing over intellectual property rights, or, as you said, an existing non-competition clause? I from the article that you posted, I read, it was a non-compete clause. And I forgot how long they said it was. It was like at least a year or something. It was really fucking long. It was like crazy long. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We don't have the entire situation, but I'd say in general, non-compete clauses, they're used in a bunch of different businesses, different industries, I should say. I mean, again, if you sign something like that, you should honor it. If not, don't sign it. That's the way I look at it. Hopefully it doesn't become a big deal in craft brewery, because, or, in craft beer in general, because it'd be shitty to see a lot of unnecessary stuff. Like, this is just unnecessary. Like, I don't want to read stuff like this. It's not good publicity for anybody, right? It's just.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you said. It kind of hits at the fun of doing it. Like I said on the post, I think it said when beer gets real or something like that. But it starts to affect kind of that nature of it. And those of us that have either brewed or been around to enough breweries know it's not always glitz and glamour, but it does, get the funness of being a brewery and having that type of situation that people in the craft brewery community actually enjoy when they go to have some of these beers and stuff. So. But I just found it pretty interesting.
Well, I do think, a lot of us, and even us at times, lose sight of the fact that, beer is business, and, we focus so much on the good times of craft beer, drinking it and sharing it and talking about it and having fun with it. But, it's still a business, and I'm sure there's a lot of underhanded, crazy shit happening on a day-to-day basis that we're just not aware of, and will probably never come to the light, because it's like any other business. I mean, it's a business. You're all about those profit margins and making money and supporting your family and the whole nine. And we sometimes lose sight of that fact, which is both good and bad, because I don't like getting into the whole negative aspect of craft beer. Like, I just like sitting down like we do on this channel, read comments and, talk to one another, fucking, share beer mail, stuff like that. We have a lot of fun with it. So I'm not saying that I don't like hearing about the negative stuff, because it's obviously going to happen, but I don't want to hear more of it on a daily basis. Like, it seems more and more stuff as it becomes bigger is coming to the forefront as you expect. And it's just kind of, I would try to tune it out, even though you shouldn't. I just try to, because I like focusing on the positive aspects,
Yeah, well, that's a lot of stuff in our world to see nowadays, but it's a whole different story.
Too much there's too much negative stuff out there. Let's just say that. When I hop on a Google Plus hangout with my buddy Eric, and Todd, and everybody in the comments, like, I just want to have fun. I don't want to talk about politics or this guy doing this or this business being shady. Like, fuck all that.
That be back to like when being in college and stuff, when you actually are out there and one of your friends hits you with one of those kind of weird, sad sob stories. You're like, dude, you're really messing up my buzz right now.
Yeah, or just like you're just having a great time at a party and someone walks up and be like, oh, so what's your opinion of Trump? And I'm just like, just leave it. Just leave it. We're enjoying ourselves. I don't need, just leave it. We're trying to have a good time. I don't need all this BS.
Like, who let you in? Who are you with here?
Are you trying to start
the door?
I was just asking a question. No, you knew what question you were asking.
Instigator. So, go ahead. Are you going to say something? Nobody? Anyone? I don't know.
Nope.
It's just like, I'm not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything.
So what's your opinion on Trump? I mean, I didn't ask it.
maybe that was the phone line being tapped there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Canada, which is kind of interesting because we do get a good amount of people from Canada, so it'll be interesting to hear their perspective on this. So Coors has been losing market share, and now they're actually looking in Canada to make a weed-infused beer using marijuana. It's not going to have the alcoholic content, but it's going to have the content from the weed. Have you guys seen this out there as well this week? It just like got announced like a couple of days ago. So they're trying to maybe do that, and it's like, one of my friends asked, are they doing it because they were hit on sales and they're looking for something else, or are they maybe just being opportunistic because of now they have the opportunity, especially in Canada, to start doing things with marijuana there. So that'll be kind of interesting. But then again, it's coming from like one of the big brewers, right? So it's like now you got like Coors jumping into it and being like, hey, we're going to make weed beer. So any thoughts, any comments, any?
I mean, if they can pull it off, I don't see how it's bad. That's just my take on it, though. But I don't have a dog in the fight either. I mean, I just drink beer to drink beer.
Yeah. Well, I can't ask Eric that because Eric actually likes Coors stuff too, so you drink it. So
yeah, I drink it, yeah.
But for people that don't regularly drink it, would that actually intrigue you to drink something from Coors?
I think it would, probably just for the curiosity of what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I would like Coors to focus on making good beer first, and then maybe trying this weed beer.
Don't put the cart in front of the horse.
No,
don't put the cart in front of the horse, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's true. No, I like Coors Banquet. I think it's for an adjunct lager, it's solid. They're definitely just getting behind the whole weed train, especially it's going to be legal in all of Canada later this year. So that's what they're jumping at, and it's probably a good idea. But like they're losing market shares because people are enjoying other beer.
Yeah, so I think it's like maybe a mix of the two. Them losing it, but them seeing the opportunity as well, kind of trying to maybe capitalize on that as well. They have it behind them. So our Canadian buddies might be doing some weed beer. So I don't know if see Red all hopped up on weed beer.
I would like to see like Redbeard hopped up on maybe Redbeard would settle down a bit.
Be a little mellow.
Yeah, but everybody he'll be mellow, just sitting there stroking his beard the whole time.
Let's hope it doesn't get to that level.
And he wears sunglasses now, so what does he do then? That's the question.
Probably just falls asleep on camera.
Red will start philosophizing.
I'd pay money to see that. Not real money, Canadian money. Eric Gilbert says comments are great. Are they though?
Love the comments. Love them.
And then he says profits with a Z, as we were talking about the
Coors.
Oh no, we're talking about the beer being a business and stuff. Head coach says great show, but he's hammered. Which is fantastic.
Head replied on my Fallout video, like, I'm with you, Rod, but I'm hammered.
That joke is awesome. Whiskey Throttle shows up with what's up, Whiskey, and says how many, and corrected itself. Good thing I read the message afterwards. Says how many sport logos tonight, Rod?
Oh, we just got an Adidas contract. Now, Joe's our endorser out there. So
if I had an Adidas contract right now, I'd be pretty happy. I don't have any Adidas contract.
And I think we broke the Nike jinx this week. No one has Nike on.
Yeah, nobody has Nike on.
I guess I'll have to do that next week. Eric Gilbert says more lawyers involved, the more it becomes about the dollars. Yeah, and it's just how it works. That's how businesses work. Donner says if they all start using ridiculously long and broad non-compete clauses, it will bite them in the ass, as nobody will be able to move around the industry. Skilled workers will not be available. And that's true.
And that's what my point was that I was making towards as well. Yeah, it's going to affect that, I believe.
And that's where the non-compete clauses are okay if you're doing it for people you really, really don't want to lose, as opposed to every single person that you hire. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a big difference. If you're doing it for every single person you're hiring, at that point, I guess you're kind of worried about your own business at that point. So I don't know what that says about you.
Well, think about this, the industries I mentioned earlier, when they're doing non-compete, these guys are usually making big bucks and they're kind of at a high level, kind of like a golden handcuff thing. A lot of brewers aren't golden handcuff for what they're doing there. I mean, a lot of them are building it up. So it's kind of interesting to see how much they would take that down to that level.
That's true. Donner then says, "Wow, Coors Chronic."
Yeah, Snoop Dogg song right now. Rolling down the alley, Coors.
Rolling down the yes. Smoking and sipping on Coors Chronic. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Redbeard says, "Is the idea that the beer gets you high?" Well, for Coors, I think the idea is that they make money.
Yeah, they're using the THC and stuff in it instead of the alcohol. So you won't have the possible bloat effect, but you'll have the THC effect. This could be a whole Dr. Dre album about this.
Fucking Coors, unbelievable. Yeah, it's the whole Dr. Dre.
Let me ride.
They should sell that as a 6-pack with a complimentary bag of chips.
or like 6 bags of chips.
All the chips. Like you're thinking there. All that in a bag of chips. We're Coors.
And to follow that up, Eric Gilbert says he prefers brownies.
Baked in.
Yeah. Wheat brownies. Good times. Redbeard says, because that would be just freaking weird talking about if the beer got you high. And then he says, "I'm the calmest." You're not calm at all. Like you're Redbeard. You're the opposite of whatever that is. Like, you look at the dictionary, calm. It's not you. It's the opposite of whatever you are. But we love you for that, Redbeard. You're always hyped.
Always.
Like literally all the time. Every single moment of your life, you're hyped.
You got to watch Redbeard play Super Mega Baseball though when he's getting amped on that.
Oh man, he gets very angry.
Yeah.
Very angry individual.
Has he raged quit? Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Gonna happen at some point. He rage quits every game, right, Redbeard? Doobie King, hello, Doobie King says, "All natural root beer." That follows that up with 28 ingredients, Dr. Pepper Stout IPA.
Dr. Pepper's.
Is there a doobie involved here?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Donner is asking Whiskey Throttle if they're no longer working the night shift. And then
he's been working like 13, 14 nights in a row, I think.
Jesus. Eric Gilbert says leftover corn water and bong residue flavored beer.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
There's a company that can give you bong water. Why not Coors?
That's true. The Party Source review says sub Rod. I don't know if they meant like sub you up or sup, and I don't know if that's J.O. John, but if it is, shout out to him.
What's up? I gotta get together. Those guys are like 10 minutes from me. So I gotta get together with them.
Yeah.
Collab.
Yeah, you guys need to. You just need to go to their fucking store. I'd say just go to the Party Source and have.
I've been to the store. I don't think I put video up from the store, but yeah, I know.
I mean, you need to go there and just record it.
You know what? Where J.O. is where you should thank J.O. That's where you got the $1.99 Spanish beers that I sent you.
Oh yeah,
oh boy, $1.99 Spanish beers. I still haven't drank.
I don't know why they don't get out there. J.O. You also have kept those things. Those things were good.
Yeah, those things are good.
Ooh.
I still need to drink. And I'm going.
I still got one in the
I got to
downstairs.
read the reviews, but yeah, it's kind of like once that drink, you're going, baby. I'm not ready for you to leave yet.
I think I'm gonna do a comparison of all three at the same time. Should be a lot of fun. I should get fucking hammered as well.
I would advise you that maybe early or midday on a Saturday where you can just rest the rest of the day.
I'll have to allocate like 900 calories that day. Should be a lot of fun, boys.
And for $1.99, that is the steal of the century for Rajay, of course.
11% beer for $1.99.
No, I could have done one beer flow show without mentioning a Rod Day. If we could have just not talked about any of his deals tonight, would have been fantastic.
It's not possible.
No, it's not possible. It's all he gets is deals. It's fantastic. Red Beer says, I feel like they're going to be doing a lot of weed dry hopping.
Yeah, but weed itself doesn't usually, you can't really brew with it. You have to do a special system to try to get the THC out of it because you can't usually brew with just marijuana, even though it's a cousin to hops. It's like you can't really smoke hops, although people have probably tried.
No, they've tried. They've tried.
Red
You
Beard,
thought about it, it's already been done at least once.
People have probably sold it to people that didn't know either. I got this dime bag. You want some of it? We call it Galaxy.
That'd be a question for Redbeard. Have you ever smoked a hop, Redbeard?
That's true. I'd imagine. I'd imagine he probably hasn't, but he should. Donner Pass Whiskey says, yes, they'll have to put munchies upon stuck on every 6-pack. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they put munchies with the 6-pack. I think that's a good way to go.
So if you had the 6-pack of this
coupon munchies,
we'll call it Coors Weed beer or whatever. Which munchie would you have with it? Would it be
salt and vinegar potato chips?
The correct answer here is all of them.
Yeah, but you can have Funyuns, you can have
Doritos,
Pringles, Doritos.
Oh, Doritos, man.
You can have the Ruffles. I mean, a lot of choices there. I mean, that's why potheads get confused when they go into a 7-Eleven. They don't know what to pick because they're confused at that point.
That's why you buy one of everything and just.
Well, that's what happens. They show up when they're like, all of these, please.
Yeah. I'll have one of everything.
Redbeard lying to us. He says he's the human version of Lake Placid, so apparently there's a monster inside of him. And then he also says, I've never rage quit anything in my life. You're crazy. We don't believe you, Redbeard.
Yeah,
on a scale of 1 to you're lying.
It was his little sarcasm there.
And the party source says it is John. It's J.O., he says, which is cool.
Hello, J.O.
Doobie King says,
J.O., are you going to be doing anything with Beer Fest, by the way?
We'll see if he answers here. Doobie King says, energy, IPA, cheers. Doobie King has a lot of interesting ideas going on here. Donner says, at the Party Source Reviews, you guys have a great job drinking their booze on the clock. Yay.
without somebody cleaning the aisle, too.
Yeah, that's true. Head coach says he will be in San Diego next week. Earth, let's meet up for a beer.
Who said that?
A head coach.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because they actually talk a lot on Joe's show as well, Joe D. That'd be a cool little thing for them to get together.
Yeah, it would.
I gotta tell you, getting together with Mark from Joe's show was pretty fun when we did it at Mad Tree. So
yeah, that awkward picture is fantastic.
Just like Todd came up with a blast.
The awkward picture.
The awkward picture by Rod's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna pose like this.
Cheers.
She was short. I was trying to bend down for the camera. I had no idea.
You just gave up. I tried to. I don't know. I fuck it. Whatever. It happened.
Just take the picture already.
John says Avery's Uncle Jacob Stout all day long for me. It's good. That's a great beer. Can't fuck around too much with that. It's like what, 18%, 16%.
We're gonna make it right. I'm gonna just sit right here. Y'all go ahead.
Yep.
It's not for the faint of heart, for sure.
And then he says at Donner he says, I know I love my job in response to he drinks on the job when they do like the live streams and the videos and stuff. Redbeard says he has not smoked the hop.
The hop.
Yeah. And then Doobie King says, now we know the difference, ? Special hops.
Yeah. The ones in the back room.
John says Redbeard has a great channel. Let me stop you right there, John. No,
Simmer down.
Bump the brakes.
Redbeard's
Red's always entertaining. Yeah,
he's always hyped. And then head coach says, I would like to hear everyone on the show say "What's up" right after each other. Let's try that 3 times.
You trying to recast the Budweiser commercial?
Yeah, Budweiser.
You have to talk to Eric. Eric's our radio commercial guy now. So
I haven't seen. Wait a minute. I have not seen the commercial, or excuse me, heard the commercial yet.
Well, you got the invite. We're waiting to see it, so you see how it is.
It's a radio ad.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, it's going to be enjoyable.
I'll probably have
when they get it, we'll get that on the segment of the show too.
I'll probably have a little half-second clip.
It'll say "stupid sobriety test."
No, they're going to cherry pick whatever he's talking positive about their product is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It'll be like 3 seconds of him being, "This beer is great."
Or either that or they'll have the PSA at the end.
They should use the PSA at the end. He's
Yeah,
the best PSA out there.
Good time.
Instant Radio Hall of Fame right there.
John says he hopes so in regards to being at the beer fest. Says he hopes so. He says, I really hope to be there, maybe doing a live stream.
All right.
Which beer fest?
Yeah.
Rod just sounded so disappointed. All right.
No. I think that all right. It's the upcoming because then I was responding to Todd. It's the upcoming Cincy Beer Fest, but it's like the weekend of Labor Day, which is September 1st this year. And so I don't know because Todd was thinking about coming up too, but I don't know if we were talking about that and everything and see. But
didn't you say you didn't know if he was going to be around or not for that one?
Yeah, because I thought I might have to go out the next weekend, but then it's Labor Day weekend, and she doesn't know if we might have family or stuff coming in too. So I got to find out from her as well. Because it's kind of weird, like they're trying to get everybody volunteers now, and some people are and some aren't because of the holiday weekend they're doing it on.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird timing there on their part.
Yeah, usually it's the weekend after Labor Day. So,
we have let's see here. Redbeard cheers the party source with a smiley face, and then he says, "I just randomly decided I'm going to do a live daily drink vlog at midnight to celebrate my birthday. Rodenbach Caricature Rouge, which is my favorite sour of all time. So I'm curious to see what you think about it, Carrie. But are you doing that tonight, at midnight tonight, Redbeard? Because if so, happy birthday, I guess. Happy birthday if it's today or tomorrow.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. But he said live daily, like, you only have it one day of the year. So
yeah, but he says he does his daily drink vlog, and he's just doing it tonight live instead of uploading it at midnight like he usually does.
Gotcha.
Drunken One creepily says, "Happy birthday, Uncle Beard."
Okay.
Beard, that long beard.
He's an uncle as well. It's just I don't ever want to hear Drunken One say that again. I love you, Drunken One.
Don't let it tickle your fancy.
Yeah, and then people are wishing him happy birthday. Redbeard says he still got another half an hour to go, but thanks, LOL. Or sorry, an hour and a half. Hour and a half. Okay, I was gonna be like, apparently midnight is 11 p.m. where he is, but no, he said hour and a half. And then Donner says, I am sub to Rajay, but don't know the names of the other three of your channels. Post your channel name, and we'll sub. Always willing to help people get over 1,000 to get the magic YouTube features. Yeah. I'm gonna need a lot of help. Todd's gonna need way more help because he doesn't even have a channel.
Yeah, mine's pretty easy to remember.
I was just gonna say I will post a comment, Donner. I am the Beer Patrol, but I will post it and then you can click on it, and I appreciate it. I'll sub back as well. I mean, don't just sub if to get that 1,000. It needs a lot of help. It's gonna be a long time.
And actually, in the chat, we got some good people too. So you can just hit the three dots by their name. Like Paul was out there, PA Brew News, and we had Redbeard out there, and Ryan with the Beer by the Numbers, and so yeah, always check out the other people commenting because they all got some good channels. You got Drunken One out there. So,
yeah, of all the people we have obviously Eric here, Eric, a Lions fan. I am the Beer Patrol. Todd is I don't have a channel. We have Drunken One. He has basically homebrew stuff. Redbeard, who is Redbeard. He's Redbeard. I'm trying to look for other people here. I don't think Elbow doesn't have a channel, do they? Elbow 88.
I don't know if he does or not.
Beer by the Numbers, as Rod said, Ryan. He does some very educational and enjoyable videos. How about Whiskey Throttle?
Throttle.
But Donner and them are friends, so it's like that's,
yeah.
But even so, for other people that aren't, Whiskey Throttle and Donner Pass Whiskey, both of those. And I think, and obviously the Party Source, John and his gang over there, they do a lot of different stuff, from beers to liquors and spirits and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of good people.
Redbeard said best shout out ever. I don't know what to say about your channel, Redbeard. It's fucking Redbeard. I don't know. He does. He's a ginger with a long beard. He fucking wears sunglasses at night like he's Corey Hart. He does gaming and beer reviews, and he's crazy, but he's our kind of crazy. So there you go.
Yeah, he's a fun crazy, right? So
yeah, he's Redbeard. I don't know. Like that's when someone's like, "Oh, who's Redbeard?" He's fucking Redbeard. I don't know.
Cartoon. He's Redbeard.
Yeah, he's Redbeard. He's crazy and he rage quits video games. Oh no, that's not how it goes.
Redbeard.
John says
he's Redbeard character on a cartoon.
Well, isn't his logo a cartoon already? Like it's
yeah.
It's already him going. John says, what is everyone's favorite beer so far this year? Mine is Bearded Iris Homestyle.
Homestyle is your favorite beer this year?
Oh, is that shade being thrown by Rajay? Like I can't believe that's your favorite beer.
No, I'm asking because I'm thinking of all the ones that you drink from what's the one up there in New York?
The other half?
Yeah, other half, and who did you just finish out this week on?
Wait, you're talking about me? No, I said John said that was his favorite.
Oh, okay. I
haven't had any Bearded Iris. He said his was Bearded Iris Homestyle.
Bearded Iris is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not my favorite because I've never had it.
I gotta say the one I was most surprised about was the brandy aged stout from the Mexican beer we were talking about earlier. That by far blew me away.
Yeah, that was a good beer. And yeah, I know you don't think about Spain and some of their craft beers, but apparently they're doing some pretty good stuff over there.
If I could get that again, dude, I would buy that by the 4-pack every time I was in the store.
Well, if J.O. can get more of it in the party source,
for $1.99 apparently.
Road trip. Yeah, all the people right here are walking around. I don't know what that beer is. I'm not buying that. Blah blah blah. It's some good shit. Thanks for not buying it. And I actually saw Simon on his channel actually go to the brewery, which was pretty cool.
A couple people on my channel have been asked me to do one, so I'm thinking about when I go out to. When I'm out in Mississippi, try to find some breweries down there and take my tripod with me and.
You gonna take Nick with you?
Take what?
Nothing. Our buddy Nick, one of the Canadian beer tubers, Maxwell Star, his nickname is Tripod.
Wherever he goes, a tripod.
Yeah, tripod.
I can see Nick whistling, walking into the brewery. You know? I'm gonna need a flight of beers, please. Thank you.
Oh man.
I don't know if I have a favorite beer from this year yet. I mean, nothing has really stood out. I mean, there's been some great beers we've had, obviously, but to say a favorite when you drink so many different beers, it's hard to say what was your favorite.
KBS was really good, I thought, from Founders.
I still haven't done my KBS for this year. I still haven't done that.
You still you didn't like it, or you haven't had it?
I know I haven't. I have 2 bottles of it. I just haven't drank it yet.
Yeah, I got 2 more bottles, and I got a bomber left.
Of what?
KBS.
A bomber to KBS.
Yeah, the bomber I'm going to wait till the end of the year to crack open.
Honestly, when I had the Founders Breakfast Stout, based off of last year's KBS and based off of CBS, I actually like that better than both of them.
Yeah, that's probably their best base. They're the best year-round offering that they've got.
Yeah. And it's a lot cheaper, but I mean, even though price, I mean, I just thought it was a better quality beer overall. They weren't trying to overdo it with anything. It's just solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to think about your favorite beer. So because it's only about halfway through, a little bit past halfway through the year, still got another, a third of the year to go.
Which actually, you got more. I'm going to segue into something real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
With a little bit of my rant, so to speak. Like,
oh boy, this is I didn't know this was a rant now.
It's freaking the last week. Well, now it's the first week of August. It was the last week of July last week. We fucking started having pumpkin show up in stores.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Pumpkin show up, and we have Warlock show up. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin beers in the summer. I don't know any single person that goes out and says, "Hey, I like to enjoy a nice pumpkin beer right now because it's so freaking hot outside." Like, these are the beers for the fall. Why bring them out? It's all about the money. You're trying to beat the crowd because you get out there. The Dogfish had their pumpkin, and then you have all these other pumpkin beers get released by these other breweries. is too freaking early. It's like going to the grocery store in September and they got Christmas vacations, Christmas stuff up, and you didn't get to Halloween yet. It's just like, I don't understand it. I understand it, but I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I don't know people that are craving pumpkin beer that freaking early in the summer. You can be one or two people that says, "Oh, I love pumpkin beer." So what? Well, get it when it comes out like the rest of us. You go on a hayride, you drink pumpkin beer. What are you going to drink now? You already had the pumpkin beer, so by the time you're at the hayride, what are you going to drink, a Christmas ale? Because you're 2 months ahead of that, too. That's just my little rant.
Rod, I think you bring up a good point. Do you think that the breweries or maybe some of the bigger craft breweries need to take into account the time of year that they bring their beer out? Or do you think it's just a maximize profits game?
I think it's to maximize profits. I think they should take into account, but I think it's to maximize profit because they know there's a burnout stage that's going to happen because we still have, guess what? Pumpkin beer for 2017 in stores that they're trying to still sell to people. So make sure you check your dates. Because they're trying to get this stuff out there before people say, you know what, I'm done with pumpkin beer. Let's move on to the next thing. And so it's just stupid to me just to put it out that early. I don't know a single person in the middle of summer that just craves a pumpkin beer. That's just not. It's like you crave pumpkin pie in the middle of summer. Most people don't. They like it kind of in the fall. A little bit cooler, a little pumpkin pie, a little Cool Whip. Not many people do it in the summer.
I want to thank you, Rod, for a perfect segue. Next week is Pumpkin Beer Theme Week on my channel. All the fresh pumpkin beers, Monday through Sunday. It's going to be a fantastic time. Check it out. No, I honestly, I don't have any issue with them releasing it because there has to be people buying them. I just don't know any of those people. I literally don't know any of those people buying it before like September 1st. But if I go to my local bottle shop and there's like a pallet or multiple pallets full of fucking pumpkin, I'll come back and it's like half of that pallet's gone, or maybe one of those pallets are gone, and I'm just like, yo, you buy any? No, you didn't. How about you? Who's fucking buying all these beers?
Do we know they were sold, or were just shipped to another store because no one was buying them? We don't know.
These are usually just small bottle shops that are just locally owned. So it's, in my mind, I'm like, there's got to be these fucking people walking in like jonesing for pumpkin. Like, yo, you got that case of pumpkin already? I need it. Yeah. It's fucking July 17th. Where is it? It's like, what? It's like, it's not like 3 months, over 3 months until to Halloween.
People, I mean, I can't argue with it too much because people say they don't buy Celine Dion, but yes, she's a platinum selling artist, so somebody's buying Celine Dion.
maybe their heart will go on. All I know is yeah, it's a bit too early. I really, even Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is in September, but even with Oktoberfest, I don't buy Oktoberfest, at least the fresh ones, until September 1st. Like they'll be released probably in sometime in August, late August. But Oktoberfest and Halloween beer or pumpkin beers, I'm not touching them until September 1st. And more often than not, I really don't buy them until fall hits on the 21st. Not out of any other reason other than just like when it's going to be hot here until probably late September. And I'm not a guy that won't drink stuff out of season. But pumpkin beers for me personally are like, I associate it with like 50-degree temperatures, 45, 50-degree temperatures. Mm-hmm. Falling leaves, football, and just being like
bonfires,
bonfires.
Yep. I don't want to be literally 90 degrees outside and fucking taking down an 8.8% pumpkin beer that tastes like candy. Like, it's not what I'm into anyway.
I could even understand more if they were releasing Oktoberfest beers now because it is in September. I mean, they're just jumping right to October pretty much with the pumpkin beers.
Yeah, we have
so Rod, I'm still not clear. How do you really feel about this? Just to make it clear.
As much as I'm not a fan of shandies, as much as it's the same with the pumpkin beer early. It's like it makes no sense.
I'll drink all the shandies.
I think is it a case where they're just trying to keep up with the retail stores because all that shit comes out early too? It's like, come on, man.
They're usually one of the first ones out there each year, and I think it's somehow for them it helps them to probably get profits going and maximize. Because there are people that do like pumpkin. There's definitely probably some that can drink it all year round, just like I can drink stouts all year round too. But it doesn't seem like to be enough of a population out there really craving it, and then it just sits out there for like a month or two before it really starts getting bought. It's like Zima; it sits there, and all of a sudden it disappears.
We'll not talk anything about Zima. When Nick releases that review we did in 2023, you'll be sorry. I don't know fucking pumpkin beers. What are we even talking about? it's August 2nd. Like just, but anyway.
I just saw it last week when this store started offering. I'm like, why?
It was a good rant, though. It was a good rant. I appreciated that. It was solid.
And probably J.O.'s in the comments. If you still watch, J.O.'s like, wait a minute, we just released pumpkin beers on here.
Yeah. He's probably thinking the same thing. Like, I got to put these out on the shelf, but I don't want to. So do we have any thoughts on like your favorite beer so far? I would say for me, if I'm going for beers that I reviewed on the channel, probably the Key Lime Pie Goza that I sent you, Rod, is like one of my all-time favorite summer like crushing beers. And the from Other Half, the beer that probably stood out for me was their double cream Get the Honey with Citra. So they brewed it with honey and Citra hops, and it was fucking phenomenal. If we're talking about non-reviewing beers, the Vale in Virginia, they released their double coconut Hornswoggler, which is an imperial milk stout with fucking all kinds of crazy amounts of coconut. It was like it was like Eric's favorite beer. That's why did I troll Eric and send him a fucking coconut beer? Or maybe I did, but we'll see. We'll see, Eric.
Mystery beer is going to be coconut.
I would say, because if we do it again this year, it'll be the second annual Beer Flowies if we do an award show at the end of the year. But I would say, kind of in contention, the Boss Tweet from Old Nation. It's probably one of the better beers that stood out this year. And then Joe, you had the Other Half, the double dry hop that you sent is really good as well. Those are probably like two that I would have out there in contention right now. And I'd have to go back and kind of look at what I've had from the past year. But when you're drinking like so many different types of beers, it's hard. But those two do stand out for sure. And even the Earth one, that was second for Old Nation for me as far as from them, Full Earth. Yeah. I have both of those, I think, a 4 or 5 out of 5. So
honorable mention for me to the video that's actually getting posted on Saturday that Todd sent. Flapjack Nuggets, I thought was phenomenal.
Flapjack was good too. Yeah,
it gushed on my fucking table, and no, it's super overcarbonated. Well, I don't know, it blew up, but whatever.
It didn't gush over my table. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you know that's 2 from 450 North that was overcarbonated. So
that's their MO, I guess.
And I put that,
maybe that was user error. That's all I'm saying.
I put that beer in the fridge so shit like that wouldn't happen, and it still happened.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Rod, on those. I'd say something from Old Nation and something from Other Half. One of them, I don't know. They're also close.
Pink label or whatever with the broccoli on there was really good. I thought.
Yeah, broccoli was good. Yeah, they're also close. It's just hard to really pinpoint one. And I also really like and it almost pains me to say it, but the OJ Nuggets was really good, I thought.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah.
Why does it pain you to say it, Todd?
I don't know. It just you just have to be around local, I guess. I don't know. They were so close to. I guess it's kind of the same situation. O Nation. They just weren't doing very good for a while, and all of a sudden now everybody just like falls over for them. And a lot of the stuff that you get, that's just brewery only release has been pretty good. Like some stuff, the stuff I sent you guys was pretty good stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of their distro stuff just isn't, it just kind of falls flat.
There's a lot,
which is I guess kind of typical, I guess, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of breweries where they have their like whatever year-round offerings or rotating offerings that they get out to distribution, and it's solid. And then you get something that's brewery only, and it's fantastic. There's a lot of breweries that do that now. Way too many.
I shouldn't say it pains. I shouldn't say it pains me. I guess I don't know. It's a local.
You can't
brewery
take it back, Todd. Todd, you can't take it back.
I'm glad they're doing good.
It lives forever.
Actually, probably going to try to go up there for a. They have a corn maze fest in into September, I think it is. That's do cool. A beer fest in a corn maze.
If you want to pick up any of those amazing sours that they haven't sent them our way, I would say yes.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that for you guys. Get you some Slurpees out to you.
Mm-hmm. Slurpees.
Right,
how about you, Eric? Eric, what's been your favorite?
My favorite has been goodness. There's quite a bit. I would have to say probably my favorite's been KBS by a little bit. The broccoli's really good. I just had one recently, which I still have to do a review on. It's from the Ellison, which you guys know if any of you guys seen any of my reviews, I'm a big fan of Ellison Brewery and Spirits. They had a Mosaic it's what is it? Mosaic Evolution Double Dry Hopped IPA. That was really, really good. Just Mosaic hops, and that was outstanding too. I mean, there's so many beers out there that are really good. It's kind of hard to pick just one, kind of like what Rod said, and say, hey, that's my favorite one of the year.
Yeah, when we're doing lists, if we do another list, which was fun, and I hope we do it again at the end of the year, it's going to be tough to like pare down the top 10 beers we have because I struggled last year. But yeah, it's already a struggle. I can't even think of like my favorite. It's fucking halfway over. I'm like,
it's kind of always like a funny question, right? So, like people that know me when I do like beer reviews, and at the office I actually work at, I did a beer tasting for their office and stuff for some of the employees there, and it's kind of like. One of the questions people always ask is like, what's your favorite beer? And you're like, well, geez, you drink all these different. It's kind of like when you go to some type of soiree, party, or whatever, or networking type thing. Oh, what do you do for a living? It's like, well, how do I explain this to this person or whatever like that? And it's kind of just one of those weird type questions. It's kind of like, it's not really sometimes an easy thing to put into because there's so many different things you have out there. So, and with us being beer drinkers, it's usually by our mood on different things that we feel, different things at that time. And how we enjoy different stuff. So
I'm a big believer. I'm glad you said that because I'm a big believer that, especially when it comes to reviews and how you think about a beer, your mood and the situation and where you at plays a huge role. Like if you're having a bad day and you come home and you review a beer, if the beer's not that good, you might even think it's even more shitty because like you're just in a bad mood. And if you're in a good mood and you're out with your buddies and you're on the fucking lake and you're fishing or doing whatever and you're drinking an awesome beer, like this is great. Because everything around you is great. It enhances the enjoyability of what you have in your hands. So, it's a loaded question is what it is.
Yeah, I guarantee if you go out there and review a Mad Dog 2020 right now, it's not going to be as memorable as your friends in high school.
Come on, Rod. What are you saying?
You're kind of like, what were we thinking drinking this shit? But back then, it was great.
I would like to get to these comments because there's a shit ton of them. I'm sorry for neglecting them, but we've had a good conversation. We tried to answer John's question, which we did a poor job at because we can't tell you really our favorite beers because there's too many of them. But all right, so let's see here. Head coach says, "I love that the two best beer shows give each other so much respect. Cheers, one love." I think he's talking about you and Joe D. Yeah. Redbeard says he has a channel. He likes the subs. We know Redbeard.
Redbeard is not missing an opportunity. He's going to get out there, which is funny. The funny thing I thought about the other day, like I put that post in it. If you guys are like beer and you're on Facebook, you can check out our group, the Beer Coalition on Facebook. Anybody can join that wants to find out more about beer and enjoy stuff. But I put a post out there. If you have a channel, feel free to post it here so people know where to watch your beer videos. And it was out there for a few days before someone noticed. I was like, I'm surprised Redbeard didn't jump right on it. But then finally, Redbeard did it. Eric did it. I don't know if you did it yet or not, Joe. But It's just funny. Like it's like nobody wants to post their channel. Usually, Redbeard be all over this.
Yeah, maybe I should. So I can get Redbeards get subs like Redbeards. I don't want any more Redbeards.
The only reason I found that, Rod, is because you put a tweet out to it. And I'm like, oh, I better go. Better go do that.
Donner says, don't bother subbing me. He has no content. Okay.
But he has followers, I bet.
Yeah, you sub just for the sheer fact of sub that I can say a subject. Redbeard says, best shout out ever, LOL. I effing love you guys. I'm totally getting that sound clip. I think when I basically plugged his channel the way I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, Redbeard. Angel Mercy says hello to Drunken One and Redbeard and cheers. Drunken One says, yeah, she was the first comment.
Angel's like the only female guest that we have there.
Yeah, what do you? Yeah, she probably is right now.
Usually Colson Double X. He's usually drinking, I believe.
Yeah, what are you drinking, Angel? Drunken One says, besides what he says and does, he's a great guy. I think he's referring to Redbeard. But I don't think anyone has ever called the man a great guy. I'm just kidding. John says it is a hazy IPA. I think he's referring to Bearded Iris Homestyle.
Yeah, I've had Homestyle before. It is good. I've had it on draft at one of our places, and I've had it in a can. Both are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I'll be in Nashville in a couple weeks, and guess what I'm gonna
Dude,
be in?
you better Bearded Iris the shit out of us and Southern Grist. That's the 2 places. If we can't get any, you better at least get some for yourself. Otherwise, you have failed.
The fun of driving in is you can drive out with beer.
That's right.
So what I'm hearing is we should see another box on our porch in a couple weeks.
There you go, Todd. I like where you're going, buddy.
This is what I'm hearing.
Just saying.
I can't drink all this beer myself. You guys have seen the cellar. I got to do something to keep the stuff moving.
I like how Todd says that just as he got 10 beers today, literally today. He's like, more boxes.
I said in a couple weeks, Joe. You know, I gotta have a couple weeks there.
You can give it a couple weeks. That's right. You can Let's not be crazy. Let's see what else. Donner says they have subbed to Redbeard and myself, which is nice. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Let's see what else. Redbeard thanks him. Party Source says, "Come see me, guys. I will show you a great time. If I'm ever in the area." Totally.
I'm right around the corner, but that's a good thing too. Like, man, where Party Source is, great video earlier, Jo. They did a video of New Riff Distillery, which is right next to Party Source. They just released their first whiskey. It's a 4-year-old bourbon, I believe. So they had a great little video shoot for that earlier. So I need to get down there too.
Who was that again?
New Riff Distillery is right next door to Party Source.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the video they did. The party video. Yeah.
Rod, which one's that one? Where's that one at?
It's right there in, I guess technically it's like Bellevue, right across the river. I think we may have stopped in there when you were up here, but it wasn't the one where you got the bottle of the Golden Drock. That was at Depths, but they're like right across the river, across Ohio.
Drunken One plugs all of our channels, says they're all here with links to all of us. They're not links, but our names of our channel. So thank you, Drunken One. Thank you, Eric Gilbert says Straff Hendrick Quad for his favorite beer so far this year. Sweet. I don't think I've ever had that. Yeah. Donner said then they subbed Eric, a Lions fan as well.
Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it.
And then Redbeard says somebody is echoing a little bit, and now it seems to be okay. LOL. Redbeard, settle down. Raining on Everyone's Parade shows up and says macro beer of the year. Samuel Adams, New England style IPA, and I'm drinking one now. Cheers. I like how I referred to him as a macro beer. Although, according to the Brewers Association, still not a macro company.
They're still a craft brewery. I mean,
backwards.
They're 6 million barrels. They took it from 2 to 6 to keep them in the party.
Yeah, that's bullshit, is what that is. But you know,
potato.
I would say if we have a category this year for the most surprisingly better than expected beer, or however we want to title it, that would be one of the ones that be in contention as well. That was better than I thought it was going to be.
That was actually a pretty good beer.
Yeah,
it was a good beer. They surpassed my expectations. Not that my expectations were low. I was just like, they're jumping on the train, but I thought it was pretty solid for what it was. I mean, you know, and it was like what, $9.99 a 4-pack or some shit, or $8.99 a 4-pack. It was cheap.
Yeah,
it was cheap.
They actually just had finally had their Sam Adams 76.
That's on you.
That's not
on
like
you.
It's not terrible, but it's not that great. I gave it like a 3 out of 5. It's like, although I like that you have the hop presence, you get the hops on the aroma, you get the hops in the taste a little bit, but it's just like, okay, it's out there.
It's Sam Adams in a nutshell.
Not horrible, just not great.
John then says they're already selling Oktoberfest. There you go.
Well, there you go.
Eric Gilbert says, I don't crave pumpkin beers summer or fall. That's the way to go. I mean, I wish I didn't. I mean, I like some pumpkin beers. Like, I enjoyed some of them. But about 5 or 6 years ago, I drank 1 pumpkin beer a day throughout the entire month of October. And the sheer amount of just poorly made, gross pumpkin beers was probably at like 60 or 70%. It was not fun just drinking something that tasted like a gross lager with pumpkin spices and no pumpkin. It was just terrible. It was just like, it was so bad. I
think there's definitely more bad than good in pumpkin style for sure.
Yeah, you don't really taste pumpkin in pumpkin beers. Like, you can get maybe a slight earthiness or whatever. It's more about the body from pumpkin. Like, if everyone's ever eaten pumpkin, there's a reason you don't eat the guts of the pumpkin and you eat the seeds, because there's not a whole lot going on. But it adds like a body and a slight earthiness. But I would at least like pumpkin to be in there. I don't care if it's canned or fresh or whatever. I always hate when they say pumpkin style ale or beer with pumpkin spices. So you're just giving me a regular whatever, let's say amber ale, and you're just putting pumpkin spice. I don't want to drink that shit. That's not a pumpkin beer.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about these holiday or seasonal type beers, there was one brewery I thought that did a pretty cool thing. They did it right way. It's kind of like Great Lakes, right? So last week did a tap-in of their Christmas ale, but they did it as a Christmas in July event, and you had to go to the brewery. They only do it once a year just for that kind of thing. And it's kind of like a good move on their part. They're not trying to get out in the market or anything like that. They're just going to basically have you come there and enjoy it. For you that want to get that little feel of the Christmas spice in the summer, here you go. Instead of trying to put it out there already. And
that is one of my favorite Christmas ales, like just Christmas spice ales or whatever. We definitely have to review that later this year when it comes out. I'm sorry, when it comes out in late August, I'll have to review it.
You do a review on it? You haven't done a review on it yet.
No, I mean, I started in April. I could have reviewed it, out of season. I could have done that. I am probably going to do a pumpkin theme week in October, though. Like October, like the actual month where people care about that shit.
I don't dislike pumpkin beer. Like I got pumpkin got rated like a 4.75 out of 5. I like pumpkin. I like Warlock better than pumpkin.
I like their cold pressed coffee pumpkin is my jam.
I still got to get that one still. Yeah, and the bourbon one, I got to still try that one. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I don't dislike it. It's just like. I don't like I don't know. It's just like the whole coming too early type thing. It's like I said, going to the store and you're hearing Christmas music and it's like Halloween or something. It's like, why are you playing Thanksgiving? I mean, you don't have Thanksgiving yet. You're playing Christmas music.
All right, listen, Rodbeard, we're going to need you to settle down.
Wait a minute. Where's my sunglasses at?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Eric Gilbert says Cool Whip doesn't work well on ale.
I never tried that. I would not know.
Don't do the pie.
Angel of Mercy then says jonesing for pumpkin, LOL.
The funny thing is, my last name is Jones. I'm just saying.
Donner then says, guess all the pumpkin spice latte drinkers are the ones buying this weird novelty item. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of novelties, have you guys had glitter beer yet? Anywhere?
No, I have not. No.
All right, I want to read the comments before we talk about glitter beer. Glitter beer needs to be trashed in general.
Well, there was an article that I saw today say glitter beer. Do we even need this? So
listen. Okay, so here's the thing. I do want to read the comments. There's so many fucking comments, but I will say about glitter beer. There are a lot of fucking gimmick beers, right? And we've all had them. You can whatever, right? All kinds of crazy. Glitter beer does nothing. The only thing it does is make your beer glitter. It doesn't add anything to the fucking beer. There's no taste. You might be pooping glitter the next day. That's about all it adds. All right? There's nothing else to the beer. You get it. Oh my God, there's glitter in it. I drink it. I poop it out. I'm done. It doesn't enhance the flavor. It doesn't take away. It does nothing. It's a true gimmick. It makes no sense to me. Like, oh man, it's so terrible. All right, I'm sorry. No, that's my rant.
Joe had his rant, so Eric and Todd used to have one left tonight. So,
well, Eric's rant is the PSA. That's always his, encompassing rant at the end about drunk drivers.
It's not really a rant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a rant.
It sorta is.
It's a good rant. Like, don't be stupid. It's a beautiful rant.
Driver.
You better get one. I'll power bomb you through a table. John says then, have you guys noticed the quality of pumpkin beers going down year to year? I wouldn't say the quality of them as opposed to there's a lot of shitty ones that are popping up now because
there's some that like they use that pumpkin flavor it or like a pumpkin liquid. They're not really actually use a pumpkin like you said earlier, Joe. It's kind of like through where it's thin and it's not really as pumpkin as you would expect it to be.
They just come with some shitty fucking poorly made, like here's our amber ale and here we're put allspice and fucking vanilla in it. It's just like, that's cool. Your amber ale sucks. Like, I don't care if it has spices in it. It's terrible beer. Like, you should build something that can handle the spices and the pumpkin or whatever you do to it. It's kind of like having an imperial stout that you throw in the barrels, but it's already it's just a thin imperial stout or not really bold in flavors. So then you throw it in the barrel, and then the barrel just kills the base beer. So you're drinking like watered down bourbon because your base beer can't stand up to it. Like that's kind of what a shitty pumpkin ale is for me. It's kind of in that vein where the base beer is just garbage to begin with. And there's a lot of them because they're just like, oh, we'll just make this beer. We'll throw some pumpkin spices, and that's our pumpkin beer this year. It's like, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's like some of the barrel IPAs I've had too. It's like, okay, kill the IPA totally in this thing. So
yeah, the best barrel aged beers, regardless of style, are where the beer is brewed, regardless of style, for the barrel treatment. You have to know it can stand up to however long you're going to age it, what barrels you're aging it in, how the flavors are going to mesh. And a lot of breweries will obviously be checking it, daily, weekly to make sure the flavors and pulling it out when the flavors are where you want them to be. And a lot of breweries just don't do that, at least in my opinion.
We do. That's one big shout out to J.O., who is now the newest member of the Beer Coalition. He just sent a thing in. So
nice.
Up here. Welcome to the coalition, brother.
Yeah, sweet. And then head coach says, yes, party source. They almost taste like baby food, ? I don't know what pumpkin ales you're getting, head coach, but I don't want to try those. That sounds gross. Then John says, he's saying this, the head coach, but generally says, comparing to about 5 years ago, they were rich and savory. Now they are thin and shandy-like. Ooh, that sounds not great. I haven't tried a lot of pumpkin beers over the last couple of years, but you're not making me excited to go try anymore. I'll tell you that much. Then he says we released a live stream of the new Riff Bourbon today as well, which I did watch. I'd highly recommend people check that out if you're interested in it. It was a good live stream. And Elbow 88 says, by the way, I got a channel. I play piano. I did place a beer next to the piano in one video. I'll have to check it out, Elbow. That's pretty funny. Redbeard says he's always settled. Again, don't lie to us, Redbeard. Do not carry, okay? You're not always settled. He says, I'm like the Earth after the asteroid hit and killed all the dinosaurs. The ashes have all settled and all is calm. Good analogy. Just, it's incorrect. And then he says, chicks dig the glittery poo. Luckily, that's not the last comment we have because that would have been a terrible one to end on. John from the Party Source says, thank you for accepting me in the group. Well, we're happy to have you.
Give you the big diehard welcome on the page, so there you go.
Oh, yeah, you always do it. It's fantastic. Please welcome so-and-so. It's good times. But we have caught up with all the comments as far as I can see. So appreciate all the comments as well because, it's a lot of enjoyment.
Love the interaction. The other point is I looked at a big board because I have a board over here, which you guys can't see, where I actually took time to present different things up there.
Planning.
Wow.
I'm trying more preparation, right?
You are so organized. It makes this show so much better. I can't. Every single week, Rod.
Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes perfect. So I've learned over the episodes.
Always outdoing himself.
Here's a question: have you paired a beer with a dessert? And if so, what have you paired up before?
I have, yes.
Fire away, dog.
A chocolate stout with Death by Chocolate Cake.
Oh, okay.
I just gained 3 pounds thinking about it.
Which chocolate stout? Do you remember what chocolate stout you used?
Say that one more time.
You remember which chocolate stout it was that you used at the time?
No, it was real chocolatey. It was like the Southern Tier one, but I don't think it was that one.
Okay.
I can't remember what one it was. It was kind of that consistency and that big chocolate flavor.
Yeah. What about you, Joe or Todd? Anything you've done before or like to?
I paired a pumpkin ale with the Drain once or twice.
Dude, come on.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a huge. Occasionally it's all right. I don't really pair beers with food too often unless I'm like at a brewery or out or something. I prefer to drink and eat separately when it comes to beers because I like getting. I mean, I know they can enhance.
Are you a food not touching type person?
No, I fucking love whatever. Like get that corn and that mashed potatoes. I just. For me, like I enjoy it. I enjoy drinking the beer and like getting the full flavors, and then I'll eat something typically, unless it's like snacks or whatever. But I don't usually do pairings. Although, I'm not against them or anything. I told someone wants to give me Death by Chocolate Cake with a chocolate stout. I'm not gonna say no. I try it, but
You know, that chocolatey goodness, baby.
I think for me, like the last time I think I may have done it was because most people don't think about pairing desserts with beer. It's the reason I asked that question. And there's a lot of good things out there where you're matching up flavors. But I think it was the Snowdrift Vanilla Porter with a chocolate cake, and that really went together very well. So,
Nice.
thinking about that
I'd say
earlier.
the closest I've came, and that doesn't even really count, I guess. I made a root beer float with Not Your Father's root beer.
Well, you put ice cream. What kind of ice cream do you use? Is it just straight vanilla, or do you mix it
Yeah,
up?
just straight vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, that
like-
tastes like root beer. So I mean, like it's
Right, yeah.
A lot of people drink it that way. They like it that way. I know people here that have done earmuffs, Joe, but the Grater's ice cream beer, they've done that with ice cream.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, when you have the graters, you really don't have to pair with any kind of ice cream or.
Todd, I'm really
dessert
glad
or
I just
anything.
did hear all macro beers right now.
I will put that on the list when they come out with their new one. I would get that to you, Joe. I'll get you some of the Grater's, Braxton.
That's all right. I can. I'm all right. All right. I'll make sure not to pair it with ice
I
cream.
want to throw off your plan because you're working your diet well, so I didn't want to throw it off.
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know,
I haven't dove into the beer floats yet.
I haven't done the beer floats really either. So, but I know people out here, like some of the bars will serve the beer floats. So,
well, certainly since a
Yeah.
lot of these like pastry stouts and stuff, I could see them going real well in a float because a lot of them are sweet, like that, like flapjack nuggets.
That's what I was going to say.
That beer, you can drink that literally with breakfast. Like it'd be fantastic. It was like, oh, it's maple syrup and fucking vanilla and cinnamon. Yeah, just pour it over my pancakes.
I was going to say you can pour it straight on your pancakes. You can just pour it instead of syrup. Just pour flapjack nuggets right there and just go to town. It wouldn't
Nah,
matter.
try it out and get
Waffles,
back with us, okay?
waffles, whatever. It didn't matter.
if there was going to be a beer for breakfast, that one is a good fit for it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I love that beer. Was awesome, by the way. Thanks, Tom, for something. I aside from exploding on my fucking tabletop and me needing to wash a tablecloth, inconvenience, whatever. It was a great beer. He loses points for that though. No.
You need full body suit and armor next time anytime
No,
you open their beer, just in case.
The thing was, is it didn't blow up. Like I said, I'm posting on it for Saturday, but like I crack it open, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, is that overfilled? It's coming out. And I'm like, no, okay, it's okay. Okay, I had to pour right into the glass, and it fucking went everywhere. But I'm like, I can't. It was like a slow build. It didn't gush instantly. It took its time. Like, you know what? Everything's cool. Psych. Everything's not cool. Here I come. I'm just like, we fucking 450 North, you pieces of trash. But they make great beer, so they're not. They're fantastic brewery.
One of our local beer groups on Facebook, they always put memes of the guys in bomb suits. Anytime everybody's going ever for the release, they're always putting the memes of like guys in bomb suits walking, like, one of them's for sure going to explode. You better put it in a bag on your way back just because.
And the funny thing is in the video, I mentioned, I'm like, Paul from PJ Bruno is going to be upset at me because I put this stout into the fridge, but I did it because it's been 90 degrees here, and even in the basement, it got up, and I don't want anything happening, second fermentation or anything happening. So I put it in the fridge. I forgot to mention into it, I actually drank, I let it come up to like room temperature, like 45 minutes, and I was like, this is why I put it in the fridge. It still didn't matter. Fuck you, Paul. So John in here mentions that you asked about the beer pairings. He says they did a whole video series pairing donuts with beers and ice cream with beers. Donuts with beers. That sounds like
Now, see here locally, I don't know if they had the beer out of them, but Braxton on Friday mornings, Braxton Brewing will have donuts teamed up with like Holtman's, which is like one of the best, fantastic donut shops in the world, probably. But here in Cincinnati, definitely is the leader, and they'll do like stuff there. But I think you can get a coffee, like you get a nice little stout with maybe one of the donuts. It could be a nice little combination.
so fun.
I don't know if a lot of people work the sweetness angle though when they're having a nice beer, like some dessert type beers, but it is out there as an opportunity. I mean, you think about something, if you're having like a chocolate donut and you have like a sweet baby Jesus or something, it might work together.
More people focus on like what beer is going to pair with your pizza, your burgers, or your fucking barbecue and all that stuff. They kind of leave out the dessert. But yeah, nowadays with so many crazy fucking dessert beers, pairings are probably pretty fantastic, honestly.
Except that,
I can see like a nice coffee stout with a pastry or a donut or something.
Instead of having coffee, just the replacement.
Yeah.
Speaking of still raining on your parade, says he went to a beer dinner by Vandenberg de Wolf Scaldus with a white chocolate mousse.
Oh, there you go. That sounds good.
He said, best eating day of my life.
That extra 3 pounds was worth it.
And then Jungle One says, so much for the diet. Well, the diet's still going. I'm just gonna sit here and fucking cry after I go offline a little bit.
So you can do high intensity workouts, right? So
Yeah.
Cheat day, Joe. That's your cheat day.
Except for I can't do high intensity workouts.
Well,
I can walk.
I was talking more to drunken.
Drunken one? Yeah. Drunken.
All right. Hey, Eric Gilbert looking to get into the beer coalition. All right, let me see
sweet.
here.
And then
John Eric was in there already for some reason.
I thought so too. I follow him on Instagram. He posts a lot of cool stuff. And then John says he has cheese crown with a strawberry Lindemans, which I like the Lindemans stuff. Ooh, yes, it's crazy sweet and fruity and whatever, but it's fucking good.
Well, you can do stuff with some of the sours for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to see what you guys, you and Todd, think about that Minky Boodle. I was even mentioning that, like, I don't know. I think that could pair with a lot of different stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of sours, man. There's a lot of stuff you could pair it with.
Yeah.
I think we're caught up on comments. Yes, we are.
Yeah, my wife came in and says, pick that one up. She's like, ooh, raspberry sour. That sounds good. She's not even like a big craft beer drinker or anything. I was like, oh, you might like that one.
The color on it's fucking epic. It's like straight up. They say fuchsia. Sure. It's just like a fucking crazy red looking color. It's
I bet a raspberry. Go ahead, Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Todd, you're probably right. A raspberry sour probably would be good.
Is that
even a blackberry sour might be good too.
Blackberry sours are good. I've had a couple that mix like basically raspberries, blackberries, and like strawberries or blueberries. That caricature rouge that Redbeard's going to review in about an hour. One of my favorite sours, and I think they have sour cherries in that, cranberries, and some other fruit. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It's so good. Unfortunately, it's like $25-$30 in the States. They get it for $8.50 Canadian, which is like minus $7 American, which is ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of berries, Todd tonight was drinking the Press Tart, and it had the Marion berries. Have you guys had Marion berries before? I know, Joe, you really dug the Press Tart. What did you think of it, Todd?
Tasted... To me, it was almost like a straight glass of wine, almost.
No.
Well,
red wine of some sort. Yeah, there's a lot of oakiness. I got a lot of oakiness out of it. I don't know if you guys did or not, but it kind of.
No, I didn't.
I don't know. It just had the vibe of like a red wine to me.
Yeah,
I could definitely see the red wine thing. I know Marion berries. I've never had a Marion berry. I know they are like they're part of the blackberry family, and that's kind of tasted like to me like a. That beer tasted like a mixture of like blackberries and like black raspberries. It was I enjoyed it, but then again, I love kettle sours with fruit additions, so I'm gonna like it more than your average, beer drinker or average sour drinker. So I really dug it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I couldn't really pinpoint what type of berry it would have been, even though I read it. I didn't know what those were, but
yeah.
And I will say this, even though I'm not a guy who, and you talked about earlier, Rod, you about like whatever seasons don't really matter for what you're drinking. You can drink a stout whenever. That beer specifically, I would have probably enjoyed a little bit less if I drank it when it was like fucking 20 degrees out in the middle of January. Like it's the season and drinking it when it was like 90 degrees out. It hit the spot for me. I was like, man, this is fruity. It's tart, super refreshing. And it just, we talked earlier about how mood plays the role for me. I played the role for that one. Like it was just, I enjoyed it on the day I was drinking it, probably more than maybe even any other day. So,
so it worked out well with him. Okay.
Yeah. No, it worked out well for the moment.
The problem I have with it is, for some reason, I tasted more like a cranberry out of it. For some reason, it resonated with me. It kind of had like a ocean spray type feel to it, which may have been like the raspberry too, kind of in that type of regard, or whatever berry. But I never had a Marionberry, so I didn't know what the hell Marionberry really was. Never heard of it before. Yeah. I said, okay, we made it with Marionberries. All right, but I like Berliner Weiss, and I thought it was good. The problem though is that it's almost like you don't want to try to compare one brewery to another brewery when you're enjoying a beer. But in Cincinnati, it's tough just because we have Urban Artifact here. They're like the best sour producer in this region, really. So it's kind of like, it's good, but then it's like, I think this other one that they have over there. Yeah.
And I think that's a fault of ours, and I do it too. I would say fault. I don't want to say fault because it's not really a fault. It's just I think we sometimes get in the habit of comparing beers to other beers or other breweries, and like you have that like level. Okay, this is the brewery that makes the best whatever, and then when you're drinking, when you always compare it. Now the beer I sent you, the Westbrook Key Lime Pie Goza, for me, as far as straight Gozas go, Westbrook has the best for me, the best regular one, and the Key Lime one's like the best variant I've ever had. So when I have a Goza, I always compare it to those two beers. Like, how does it compare? Like I've had other Key Lime Gozas. Right. They all still pale in comparison to that one. Now that's for me. So I'm going to be curious to see what you think about it. But like, it's just, it's one of those things where you just, I think it's not force of habit, but it's just one of those things. It's natural to think like, okay, this is the best. This is the upper echelon of what I've drank within the style. So you always compare it to that beer. And if it doesn't live up to it, it's always a little bit worse. You're always going to think a bit less of it. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I certainly do it quite a bit as well. Even with like, New England style IPAs now, it's like, okay, I've had the like Old Nations and Other Half and Treehouse and Trilliums, and I get a local one or somebody sends me one. I'm like, how does this compare to those? Is that really fair to that beer you're reviewing? Probably not, because you're talking about world-class producers of that style. So is it fair to be like, here's this local brewery, how does that compare to this one? It's like, not really, but you're going to do it because that's on your mind. So I don't know if it's fair or not.
Yeah, and a lot of times
I was gonna say you're always inadvertently comparing them. I mean, like you said, Joe, you really probably shouldn't, but your thought is to always compare it to something that you've had before. Like what is better? Like you're always looking for what is better.
Yep.
Right or wrong, that's what natural instinct, I guess.
I did it, and again, this video is going to go up Sunday. So your two videos, the last two I have, beers from you, Todd, are going up Saturday, Sunday, Flapjacks, and Juiced in Time. I thought Juiced in Time was really, really good and well made, and I really dug it. And it surprised me coming from a well-known sour producer, being Upland, right? But then I started like when I went to rate it in my mind, I'm like, what do I give this? What do I give this compared to? I ended up giving it, I think, like 4.25, which is a really good high score, right? But if I didn't compare it to like the big upper echelon producers of that style, it might have got a higher score and I might have thought even better of it. But it's just like, it's hard to do in that. That's why I like rating for me personally, because my ratings only matter to me. But at the same time, when I'm trying to rate, and like that's why I tell people don't my ratings don't mean anything. What I'm saying is what you should take from the beer. But when I rate it, that's how I think. I'm like, how do I compare? How does this? I don't know. I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if it's not. It's what I do. Maybe I should stop doing it. Maybe we should all stop doing it. Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
Speaking of Juice in Time, they just released a new batch of it, I think. Hitting town, I think this week,
You know what's crazy about that beer? I think it was probably a couple-month-old can because it said like best by like mid-August. So if you give it 90 days, probably 2 months old. Still drinking fantastic. Like it's the 2-month mark. It was still tasty as fuck. I don't know. It was great. Just to show people like these beers, when you eat New England style IPAs, specifically New England style IPAs, you can drink them 2, 3, 4 months old. Like, don't be afraid to. Like I just drank a beer from Burlington Beer Company out of Vermont. My buddy picked up their quadruple dry hopped, quadruple IPA at 11%. This beer was 9 weeks old. It was fucking so intense still at almost the 2.5-month-old mark that I'm like, I don't even want to drink this like anywhere near fresh because I'd probably kill me. Like I couldn't even imagine how much more intense it would be. Right. So it was like, don't be afraid to, I mean, I've had other half beers 6 months old that still are drinking amazingly well.
For sure. And I was talking to one of the guys at work today and he was asking, like, I told him about the cellar I had and he was asking, like, don't the beers go bad? I was like, no, not if you know how to sell them and what you can actually sell. I said, most of the beers I have, as a rule of thumb, you're usually looking around 8% or more, but then it's the type of styles you're doing. So I have a lot of stouts, I have a lot of brown ales, I have a lot of beers that can actually withhold that amount of time. Some of those can last for years in a cellar. So it's a matter of knowing what you're actually holding and what you can do with it. But you experiment over a period of time.
You do. But there's a lot of people out there like and I mean, I think we probably all, except for Eric, because he didn't look at the bottle on date for the Brooklyn. But you try to look at the canned on dates or the bottle on dates. And I mean, if I see a 2 or 3 month old IPA, I'm probably not going to buy it if I've never had it before, because I always want to drink it how the brewer intended. Right. And a lot of these breweries are like, you'll say like on these Equilibrium, drink fresh, refrigerate at 38 degrees. Well, they're telling me how they produce. They produce their beer and they want you to keep it cold and they want you to drink it fresh. So if I see a IPA that's 3 months old, and I've never had it before, I'm probably not going to spend my money on something where they're telling me to drink it fresh because it's not technically fresh anymore. At the same time, if I've had a beer before, somebody sends me a beer or whatever, and it's a couple, 2-3 months old, I'm going to drink it. I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm not going to, people are like, oh my God, I don't know. It's just fucking beer. What's the worst that happens when you drink an IPA that's old? It's malty. It's malt forward. And the hops don't shine.
It was intended to be, actually.
Yeah. Ooh, oh my God. It's not going to taste bad. It's just not going to be super hoppy. There's nothing. You're not going to die from it. You're not going to get sick from it. You're just not going to be probably as good as it was fresh. And that's happened. So there's a lot of people that are afraid of it. And you'll see there are a lot of beer snobs that'll be the same. Oh, wait, that's over a week old. I'm not drinking that. Get the fuck out of here. Just
Upland makes another IPA. It's a double IPA. It's really good. It's called Coastbuster, but they're kind of the same thing. It's really hard to find in the store that's fairly fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually always a month or 2 months old by the time it hits the shelves.
Yeah,
but if you guys are interested, if you guys are still interested in that, I can get some of those out to you in the next beer mill or something.
It's beer, so it's like
yes.
But there's a lot of breweries, like a lot of big breweries, I won't buy stuff because it doesn't show up fresh. Like Firestone Walker, I love all their stuff, right? But their hop forward stuff shows up here fresh. It's already like 7-8 weeks old. I'm like, yeah, I know you're in California, okay, but like it doesn't take 2 months to get the shit on the shelves. Like I can see a month or whatever, even 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But why is it here 2 months old? Like, and then it just sits there. And the next time you come in the store, you look, and now it's 5 months old. Because no one's buying it. It's still on the shelf. It's like, hey, come take these things off the shelf or tell Firestone Walker to send fresher stuff. I don't know.
And I don't know if John Cillier is watching, but it's another person to the Beer Coalition. So if you are watching, we got you. You're in the coalition.
And speaking of the other John, he says he had a blast with us. Thank you for this. Much love. And closing with a joke to the guy who stole my antidepressants. I hope you're happy.
Well, thank you.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
He says, see you all on the web. Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And then yeah, that was pretty fucking good.
We should get him to write for Nick.
Yeah, anybody to write for Nick, preferably John or Peter, but either one. Earth says quadruple IPA at 11%. I had a double IPA this week at 11%. Personally, I think a quadruple IPA would be 14% or more, like Evil Twins, Molotov Heavy, or Dogfish Heads 120. I agree, Earth. It was their 4th anniversary, Al, so that's why I think they went with the quadruple. 4th.
Yeah, at a point like with Molotov or Dogfish 120, are they really still like IPA, or are they more just kind of into that catch-all strong ale?
Maybe they're still making strong ale, what they are. Plus, there's no really fucking such thing as a triple or a quadruple IPA. They're just saying that because they want to fucking be, it's a quintuple IPA. It's like, settle down. Once a beer reaches like 10%, like at that point, sure, you can call it triple. But after that, is it 14%? Is it 15%? Who cares, right? Like it's just a fucking huge IPA. That's what it comes down to.
Just knocking your ass IPA and leave it at that.
Yeah.
So you brought up the 120. Have you all cellared any of those?
No, I only have it fresh.
I usually drink it fresh, but I'm kind of curious. If I get another one, I might cellar it. I still got the Worldwide Stout I got to drink too.
I got the vanilla one, and I have a 2008 regular Worldwide Stout that I'm gonna bust out. I think by the end of this year for like a special review because it's fucking 10 years old. It should be. I should get side by side with that and a regular one. So my diet goes out the window that day because I'm drinking about 1,500 calories worth of 2 beers, and then B, I'm going to be dead because it's going to be like a 6 or 7 pack at one time. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. But I picked up their Fruit Fort. I don't know. Have you guys seen the Fruit Fort from them?
No, actually, I was just told about it by someone else that I had done the Yum Yums video. And then I just happened to see a thing on it today. So I may pick that up at a point. It's like 14.8 or something. Or
it's like 17 or 18%. It's huge.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's part of the, they have the Danger Cap, which is the 120, the Worldwide, fucking couple other ones. I forget. They do their barley wine and then the regular Fort and just all kinds of crazy shit. I'm probably going to review that in the next couple of weeks, just to see how it is. No big deal.
Like, Rocky, you ain't so bad. You ain't so bad. We were at dinner earlier tonight and I don't know, you guys watched The Walking Dead. I can't remember if you guys watched The Walking Dead.
I do not.
I do.
You know, so Todd does, and I was telling my wife, like, I think I'm gonna just start like talking like Negan the rest of my life. And I just started I said something in like Negan's voice. He started cracking up at the table, and it's just like, just start going around just cussing people out like Negan. Rick, what are you gonna do, Rick?
Start whistling too, just because.
Yeah.
Lucille.
Every time you guys say that, since I don't watch it, Dave Chappelle on SNL when he did the skit of Walking Dead with all of his characters from the Chappelle show. So he said, I'm picturing Dave Chappelle saying what you guys are saying right now. I don't know why. That's not me. It's pretty fantastic.
We got more comments here.
Redbeard says he has drain poured 2 IPAs from this year's Red Racer across the nation pack the other day. They were effing gross.
I thought Red Racer was pretty solid in Canada.
The problem with, again, logistically speaking, kind of like the Sierra Nevada over here when they do the beer camp across the fucking world or beer camp across America, and they release those packs and the IPAs were already like 2.5 months old. That's kind of, I think, what he's saying about the Central City one, because I think they released that months ago. So they're probably just getting it in Ontario or in his neck of the woods or in LCBO probably way months after it's released. So some of them are probably way out of date and don't taste anywhere near how they should.
Speaking of the beer camp across America, did they do another one this year or no?
Let's hope not. I mean, maybe.
I didn't see one, and I don't know if they need to do another one.
Yeah, I agree.
If they do, they need to fucking do a way better job, because all 3 years I bought it, I was disappointed every single year.
Yeah. Especially for the price.
Oh, hey, here we go. Here's the news on March 8th. So let's see what it says here about Sierra Nevada. Before I read that, Ethan Flair from Ethan's Beer Reviews, baby, he shows up. He says, hey, fellas, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting into the sours lately. Got to catch them all. You ever make a Pokemon reference again, I'm going to choke you out, Ethan. I love it.
Ethan's a good guy. Good guy. Yeah, he's one of the other Ohio people I need to catch up with at some point and get together and do a collab.
Speaking of, I actually did inadvertently drink all Ohio beers tonight. Wasn't planned. Just kind of happened.
Just all Ohio beers? Well, you had the Rye Guys. What else did you have?
The Platform.
Yeah.
That's Ohio, right?
That's
yeah,
Ohio.
And then the last one I'm drinking now is Hoppin' Frog.
Yep, that's Cleveland. I mean, that's Cleveland. That's not Toledo.
Which Hoppin' Frog did you buy or did you drink? What was that?
This one is the Tower Tuesday series Infusion A coffee porter. Tastes like a peanut butter cup, really.
Yeah, the peanut butter cup porter, coffee porter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Ohio beers, Donna just posted a picture in the Beer Coalition. Apparently, Mad Tree teamed up with Fatheads for the Lupulin Effect. I'd like to see.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I saw Ethan had that.
Yeah,
beer, I think I saw on Untapped.
Two good breweries right there. Camera down, man down.
Easy, Todd. Easy, Todd.
Todd, we're gonna need you to settle down, Redbeard. I mean, Todd.
Camera away or something.
My phone fell over.
Is Shannon working tonight, Todd?
No, she's off.
She's not trolling you in the comments or anything.
I know. She's chilling in bed. Don't encourage her, Rod.
Any other comments there?
Just Ethan spamming him like the piece of crap that he is. No, he says Hoppin' Frog in Akron, yo.
Oh, Akron, not Toledo. My bad.
And then he says, yeah, it was okay. Lupulin Effect.
I thought it'd be pretty good. I haven't had it, so I can't say. But...
Ethan's a snob. Okay.
Yeah, he's up now. He's like, I drink this level. Anything below this level, I'm not messing with. It's up here,
He's a home.
I like that one as far as the peanut butter beers go. It's one of the better ones I've had.
Yeah, he's a home brewer now. He works for a brewery. He thinks he's fucking king shit of fuck mountain over here. Guess what? You're not Ethan. You're a lowly beer reviewer like the rest of us.
It used to be what's your sign? Ethan's like, what's your untapped score?
Yeah. That's Ethan, baby. Eric Gilbert says LCBO likely years likely years and next furnace.
Yeah.
Cool
freaking name.
Yeah.
So
IPAs taste better boiled. Paul?
Eldrick Ellsbury in the Beer Coalition posted a picture of Horchata 10W40, Imperial style brew with vanilla, almond. Yeah, I like almonds. Cinnamon, lactose,
almonds,
and chocolate.
Almond.
I mean, that's pretty. I don't know. The motor oil name, I like that. Kind of just sticks out there. 10W40.
Oh, it's like 1050.
Looks good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Beer Coalition's popping tonight.
It's popping. I don't ever post in there, but I watch everybody's posts.
Yeah. Don't you post in there? You post some stuff. You like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I like. Yeah, I'll like if I see somebody drinking something that I've had or
what God?
I troll in there.
No, the patrol.
I put troll in there.
You've been trolled by the Beer Patrol.
I'm lurking. I'm lurking at every second. Eric says LCBO likely years to the next to the furnace. IPAs taste better boiled in LCBO's opinion. Basically, what he's saying more or less is that when they get IPAs, they don't refrigerate them and they just let them hang out in their hot warehouse for like 3 or 4 months, and then they put them on the shelves, and then like 4 months old, and everybody's like, "Wow, this isn't good," and that's like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's good times.
They put an extra fermented by the LCBO.
Well, that's a question. Well, that's a question I have for you guys. When you do go to the beer store, and you go to the beer store, and they have a walk-in cooler, or they have a cooler full of stuff, or they have stuff on the shelf. What are you more likely to purchase for yourself, or even for beer miles or whatever?
I usually purchase on the shelf.
Okay.
I just feel like if it's already in there in the cooler, now I'm going to have it. If I'm going to sell it or I'm going to send it to you guys like that and everything, I don't want to do it, let it warm up, and then resend it. I've been told all it does is really actually make it sweat a little bit if you do it that way, if it get out of the cooler. But I'm kind of like, if it's a store that I know and they do a pretty good idea of how they do stuff, for instance, like the Party Store does pretty good with their beers, like where JO is. So I can get my stuff off the shelf and be fine and confident with that by getting it off the shelf. So,
well, the only reason I ask you guys is because when it comes to hops, refrigerating them will preserve the freshness. So if you go to buy an IPA, you're always better off buying the cold IPA that stays cold, because it's going to preserve the hop flavor a bit longer than on the shelf, especially if you walk into a store that doesn't have refrigeration in the store. So let's say the walk-in cooler is 40 degrees or whatever, right? And the store itself, there's beers on the shelf and it's 75. The beers on the shelf, especially if they're hop forward and they're IPAs and whatnot, they're going to fall off way quicker than the ones that are in the refrigerated.
Yeah, that could be something to think about.
So just keep that in mind for IPAs specifically. Like a lot of other beers, you're cool with them aging, right? Like that you don't care about.
Like when I was brewing beer, there are some hops that aren't refrigerated when you go to buy them. They're out. They're not refrigerated and they're still good hops. So I'm kind of curious how solid that may be too.
Well,
maybe JO knows if he's still watching it because he's working.
I think he
home brewing stuff there they do as well.
Well, if you just like when you buy beers or you even look at stuff, just pay attention to what it says on here. There'd be, when it comes to IPA, so many of them will say keep cold and drink fresh, and that the reason is because the hops get preserved at a lower temperature. So, just thought that would be, if you guys weren't aware of that. I mean, it's always not possible because everywhere I shop doesn't have a fucking huge cooler with all their hop forward beers in it. So I pick stuff off the shelf. But if I have a choice, I always pick the stuff that's refrigerated for IPAs. If I'm picking up a big fucking Imperial Stout, I don't care where it's been at. Like, it's going to age well. It's going to be fine. Yeah, it's go down, baby. Earth says
I've been told that that's kind of a big myth. Like, because nobody knows how it's been stored anyway from the time it sits on the truck, warehouse, whatever, before it gets to the refrigerator of the store that you're purchasing at. So, hey.
And my cat just came over. He's like, you're wrong, Todd. You're fucking wrong.
I pissed him off. I'm sorry. No, but I don't know. That's a good debate, though. That's a good something to, if you can, in theory, test that.
Well, I would say I'd agree with that. If most good bottle shops will know the distributors and where they're coming from them if they were chilled. I mean, a lot of them, they come from warehouses that They're not chilled. It's like UPS, right? It's fucking balls hot in there. But most good places will have an idea, and most good places will throw them in the fridge and have an idea, especially, and at the brewery too. Obviously, if you're buying stuff that's brewery only, you know exactly where it was the entire time because they're counting it at the brewery and they're doing it. So, and I guess it all depends on the situation. But the fact is, though, refrigeration does preserve hop freshness. Now, whether or not you can control what happens from the brewery onto your shelf. Yeah,
right.
That's gonna fluctuate for sure. So,
well, that makes sense. For me, a lot of times on that though, whether I buy off the shelf or in the cooler, is how quickly am I going to drink the beer?
True. Yep.
Yeah, that
if I'm picking something up on the way to a party or something, and I want to go ahead and be cold, I'm going to look for usually something that's already cold.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's usually been the way everyone uses it, right? Like it's
yeah. I've never actually thought of the freshness part of it. That's actually a good way to look at it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, and it's not the end of the world if you can't get it in the fridge. It's not like, oh my God, I'm not going to buy it because it wasn't. But if you have the option, I always prefer to go into the refrigerator just because you at least know, regardless of what's happening, if it's been sitting on the shelf for a week, at least it's been refrigerated. That's the way I look at it. But we have, let's see here. Earth says, from what I understand, 10W40 is thin like 5W20. Earth, do you have Nick writing your jokes right now, buddy? And then Ethan says, hoppy. I already hate this. He says, hoppy. Like Earth already said this. He says, hoppy IPA day. By the way, fellas, what are you drinking? I'm just drinking tea over here. Twisted tea. # white trash.
I have not had twisted tea. I've seen twisted tea, but I have not had that.
I wasn't aware that white trash drinks twisted tea, but apparently Ethan is.
I would have thought it might have been more still reserved, but you never know.
I don't know. All I know is if somebody else says hoppy IPA day in the fucking comments, we're done. We're done with that pun, please. And then Ethan says most hop bags are filled with nitrogen, so technically you don't need to refrigerate hops themselves. They are local. There are local farms here where we do refrigerate hops. It's good to know. I'm sure not all of them do so, though. That's a thing. That's a thing, Ethan. Yeah. Just because your fucking brewery does it doesn't mean everyone's doing it. Also, it's not Hoppy IPA Day. And Earth says he's just relaying what he was told. Yeah. About the 10. He was basically saying it's thin, I guess, is the 10W40 is thin. Oh, yeah.
But I like Ammon, so.
I love Ammons. Ammons are a good time. I want more Ammon beers, though. You know, a lot of people use like hazelnuts. Should get some Ammons up in here. Pistachios.
We're gonna get Eric liking coconut pretty soon.
That's probably never gonna happen. I uploaded a coconut beer today, Eric. That was it was a fruit smoothie coconut pineapple IPA that had toasted coconut, pineapple puree, and coconut cream, and they had none of those flavors in it, and it was not good. You would loved it.
All I'm gonna say is if Eric's mystery beer isn't coconut, total failure on your part, Joe.
I don't think I would do that to the man.
Look at him grin like.
No, you're gonna. I guess when you drink it, you're gonna figure out what's in there. But I'm not gonna say anything.
Colt 45 double malt.
And a non-beer related story, just because I thought it was pretty. I don't know, it was pretty funny or pretty freaky. You ever ride the pirate ride at amusement park?
Mm-hmm.
You know the pirate ride that goes.
Yeah,
just the boat that goes back and forth. Yeah,
and the best part is the back row of it because it's goes high.
I don't know if Bum is still here if he had to go to bed before he had to go to work in the morning, but apparently at Kennywood in PA outside Pittsburgh, the brakes failed. And they couldn't stop it for like 10 minutes, and apparently people were and they were, when they could finally get it to fix, they're reopening it. I think they reopened it today or whatever, but that's a long time on that to keep going for like 10 minutes. Like, I guess
just like gravity kind of makes it stop.
Yeah.
I don't say that's my biggest fear, but I will say when it comes to amusement parks, one of the fears I do have is being on like a roller coaster or a ride like that and getting stuck. Like you've seen people on roller coasters where they get stuck upside down for like 2 hours. Like that's gotta suck. Like that doesn't seem like a great time.
How do you like keep your mind off of things?
Yeah,
right?
or there's the big swings they have. The big swings. Like there was a amusement park here where that fucking swing broke apart and people were just flying off it. Like it just broke apart and people they're like 20 feet in the air just flying. They got all broken legs and shit. I'm like, they just went to have a good time, ride swings. They rode them all right into the ground.
Well, when I was a kid in New Jersey, we have Six Flags Great America there. And when I was a kid, we had one of the rides. It was like, I think it was Lightning Loops, whatever it was. But it was like one of the early loop rides. And someone wasn't strapped all the way in. They fell and they died from when they hit the loop or whatever. So, when you're a young kid, you're like, well, I'm never going on a loop roller coaster. I never rode a loop roller coaster because it just freaks me out to kind of see those out there.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, for sure. Ethan also says, a fun fact, dry hopping after fermentation does create diacetyl. Science proved it at Craft Brewers Conference. Wow, that's cool. Is that my cat again? Yes, I hear you. Settle down, buddy. What it is I have to, he's fucking 15 and a half. So at midnight, every night I give him, he's got to take a couple medicines. But the one medicine I put into like basically canned chicken he loves. And it's about 20 minutes away. So it's feasting time very shortly. But he does it like every single time, 15 or 20 minutes before it's time. It's like, just do it at 20. He doesn't know. He doesn't have the internal clock properly. It's close, but not spot on.
Yeah.
Your warning.
Yeah.
Here's a story from the What the Hell section.
Oh, before you go on to that, let me say one thing. Bum is here. And Bum says, yeah, Kennywood is only a few miles from me. I heard about the pirate ship on the way home from work.
Yeah. It's kind of freaky that happened.
So Kennywood, is that like Kenny Rogers? Is it like Dollywood is for Dolly Parton?
It would be great if it was, honestly. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the pirate ship overlooks the roasters.
The entrance is just his fucking immaculate beard. That's all it is. It's immaculate.
No when to hold
I'm
him.
listen to the gambler the whole time.
Yeah.
No when to hold him.
But a story from the What the Hell department: a Florida man took an alligator into a store on a beer run.
What the fuck?
What?
This is in Florida. In Florida, so the man had no idea how he had the alligator, but he had an alligator with him, like a 4-foot alligator.
The man had no idea how he had
an
an
around the beer
alligator.
store with it, I guess, and the police ended up arresting him or whatever. And they're like, maybe you'll charged, you'll go to jail, maybe not, who knows, but. They're like, where'd you get the alligator? He's like, I don't know where I got the alligator.
Yeah, how does that even, what? Excuse me, sir, where'd you get that alligator? Oh, I got one.
That's one hell of a day of drinking for sure.
Holy
just called me in. Just called me in.
Yeah, I think Eric's on the right track.
Yeah.
He was my friend.
He's my friend.
But it was in
Bum liked your Kennywood joke, by the way, Todd. He said it's hilarious.
It was in Jacksonville, one of the convenience stores, but it's just a man with an alligator. I mean, that's like a joke. A man walks into a convenience store with an alligator. It's like, okay, what happens next?
He doesn't know how he got it. That's what happens next.
I think it went like this, Joy. I don't know where I got the fucking alligator from.
But this is one of those funny stories that are out there. So that's from the What the Hell file. So
yeah, that is What the Hell file. Okay.
But
the real question is, did he walk in and say, "We're looking for a Rajay deal"?
Yeah.
No, because
Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe. I had to go there.
No one gets them but Rajay, so fuck's sake, man.
He walked into Crocodile Rock when he walked into the store. Well, I think we've been on for a bit tonight, so I guess we'll get ready to bid adieu. Anybody else got anything else to add tonight, or?
If Ian's still here, I drank 2 beers from Equilibrium. I don't think we ever answered what we were drinking earlier tonight.
So. Oh, Ethan asked me. I had 2 Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and some Jameson Castmate IPA edition.
Yeah, Todd already answered. He fucking went to Ohio apparently without going there and just drank all the Ohio beers.
And all I had were, hold on, 2 Snapples.
And 3 Miller Lights early.
3 Miller Lights early, yeah.
Hey,
Come
he
on,
didn't say
Eric.
what you guys drink before. He said, "What were you drinking?"
That's true.
Come on.
Is there any difference, really?
You know what? No one even cares. It's fucking Ethan. Let's be honest.
But thanks for all the participation tonight for everybody, and thanks for all the people that are joining the Beer Coalition on Facebook now. People are jumping in, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we also have a rare, not rare, he pops on here. There, a Malt Mustang comes in.
Oh,
Malt liquor.
Malt
Liquor, he screams.
I don't think Malt's been on here in a while.
No, yeah, he hasn't. It's been probably a couple months, at least that I've read any of his comments on here. And then Elbow D says, Joe, will we ever see your cat on the channel? He cannot jump too high anymore, so unless I pick him up, probably.
Well, you can pick him up and show.
I could. Yeah, he's old though. He's old. He's fucking old. He just likes to sleep and eat, and that's about it. Occasionally poop. He's good to go. Must be the life.
That's all where we want to get to at some point.
Yeah, and the last comment we had, yeah, that's true.
Sounds like a dream to me.
Eat, sleep, and shit. Done. Everybody done. Donner says, nice hanging out with you guys tonight. Cheers. And then Eric says, cheers. Solid show. Only can give a solid.
For those that don't know, on Thursday nights, we usually do this around 9:15, somewhere in there. Depends when we all get in from the stuff we got going on. So usually around this time, and we'll go for a bit and we'll have some fun, drink some stuff, talk about some stuff, and always encourage people to chime in and offer different things. And who knows, sometimes you may even find out something you didn't know about beer. Other times you might just watch people being drunk. Who knows what's going to happen?
Or you might watch the comment section and people are crazy. Even beer.
We made it sound long. You just never know.
Yeah.
But with that being said, because we care, I'm going to turn it over to Eric.
All right, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver. There's zero tolerance now. And if you don't abide by my PSA, you're going to get pulled over, do the stupid sobriety test, make you look like a fool, get a free ride to jail, going to have court fees and then possible prison time. And if you hit or kill somebody, you guys know you're going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family and friends and put yourself 6 feet under, okay? Just sleep off your buzz and get your car the next day. And shout out to Joe for these wonderful beers. I'll be getting to these probably soon, probably very soon. I'm probably going to get to the mystery beer probably first. That way I can get it up and out of the way probably this weekend sometime. So check that out on the Erica Lyons fan channel of YouTube.
Yeah, make sure you check out Eric's channel and then check out Joe on the Beer Patrol as well. Some pretty good stuff there. You guys got anything upcoming that you want to mention for any of your upcoming videos or anything? Or
I'm going to start doing probably some more sports-related content on my channel since football season's starting to come up. The Tigers they're the Tigers. Let's put it that way. They get beat up in their own division, but they seem to do well outside of it. So, but yeah, there's going to be more football content, and then I'm probably going to ramp up the beer stuff again because I got a bunch of beers I got to do yet. So,
yeah, my channel it's going to be just more terrible, or as Charles Barkley would say, terrible content, beer reviews. I'm basically posting one a day at this point because I have so much beer. So, if you want to watch shitty beer reviews, check out my channel.
Well, there you go. And I'll try to get some more updates on mine. I've got I'm up to 34 in the backlog again because I can't keep up to them. So,
Todd, what are you doing on your channel, by the way? Oh,
yeah, Todd, did you remember boxing with my beers attached? Is that what we're doing? Oh no,
that hurts.
Shit.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Well, and also keep an eye out. Maybe next Thursday with Eric on the road, you might have Todd and Rod both doing mystery beer reviews here on the show.
That could happen.
Could happen.
Gotta tune in to see. But that all being said, we'll get ready to wrap out here. But before I do,
oh, fucking Christ. Here we go. I got to mute myself because I'm going to fucking vomit everywhere from laughing.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman. A horse? A horseman goes by the name of Rick. Not here. Are you a horseman?
I could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me at War Game. Bring all your horsemen. Because I will have Moondog Spot, Moondog Rex, and the Monkey Brothers. Yeah, I'm looking for a horse who goes by the name of Ric Flair.
Don't know.
Can I leave a message?
I can.
All right, write this down. Tell him it's Big Dust,
Okay.
the American Dream.
Okay.
Tell him to meet me Friday night, Starcade.
Meet you at the Starcade.
Yeah, Starcade, Friday night.
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
Is this Baby Doll? Baby Doll, I know that was you Jezebel! Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horses.
Yes, sir. This Big Dust calling on behalf of Crocker Promotions.
You know, I understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lisp. What about Chris Benoit? Oh, he did. Sorry.
no, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Is this J.J. Dillon's?
No.
Don't lie to me, J.J. You and I go way back, Jack.
Well, it ain't JJ. You got the wrong person.
Don't mess with the American dream, J.J. My eyes are open as big as silver dollars, Jack.
You got the wrong guy.
You and I, J.J., leather strap match. Dustin Rhodes is the master of the strap match. J.J. Dillon, you a yellow dog.
And that was for Earth, who requested that previously a couple weeks ago. That all being said, we'll look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers.